Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers' Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you really have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, new face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa, huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
You can always save on Renaissance Festival admission with discount tickets at Bashers' and Food City stores statewide. Huzzah!
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Get ready for an insurance blowout. Homeowners, auto, businesses, we're blowing them out at ridiculous prices.
Let's face it, it's next to impossible to make insurance exciting. That's okay. At Cole Hayes Insurance, we're not about the flash, but we can save you cash. Cole Hayes Insurance is an independent agency that shops all the insurance companies they represent to get you the best rate for your homeowner, auto, business, or commercial needs. Contact Cole Hayes today online at mycommercialinsurance.com. That's mycommercialinsurance.com.
Don't let your kids get fooled by the people they meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but those strangers are using their relationship to deal drugs to your kids. If you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Find resources at talknowaz.com. Don't let your kids get fooled. Talk to them. And visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Yesterday, I believe yesterday was Pay Your Rent Day. Today, Groundhog's Day. Does anybody know if that little rat bastard saw a shadow or not?
I heard on the way over here to the station today that the rat did see his shadow.
So that's supposed to mean 6 more weeks of the Cardinals not having a new head coach.
No.
6
more weeks of winter.
Yeah. Which for us, yay. That helps us here. We like the cold. Don't you? Don't you like the cold temperatures?
Oh, I love this time of year. Yeah, this is why I moved here. From now until about Memorial's Day.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Groundhog's Day. I learned something that I did not know about Groundhog's Day.
Okay.
Now this
is trivia you'll never use.
Did you know they used to eat Punxsutawney Phil after he made his prediction? I'm not making this up.
He would come out and then they would blow his brains out.
They served him up after the first official Groundhog Day in 1887, and they said he was quite tender.
No kidding.
Yeah. I can't believe that. A groundhog is a rodent. It is a rodent. Yeah. Well, like a rabbit, I guess, is also a rodent. I'm kind of curious.
Technically, I suppose. Yeah.
If this show pondered what a baby would taste like, then by this show, I mean me. I mean, nobody was on board when I was.
No.
Just listen. We talk about a cannibal. Yes.
Do we talk about cannibals?
If cannibals,
I don't even think we were talking about
if
cannibals.
cannibals
I don't
eat
recall us
people,
talking
then
about
babies
cannibals.
would have to be like their chicken wings. That's all I was trying to say that day, and then of course I got completely shut down. I don't know why.
Well,
but so Punxsutawney Phil, he got eaten that year. I don't know why they stopped eating him.
Maybe they came to their senses.
Maybe he's just better off as a mascot than a dish.
It's confusing because they also, the Groundhog Club, they claim Punxsutawney Phil is immortal. Supposedly he drinks something called the elixir of life every summer. And I guess, they've been using the same groundhog all these years, but that's not true. We know that's not true.
Obviously, because if you had that, wouldn't you give it to humans?
As
opposed to one rodent.
What kind of life choices do you think these people are making if they're eating the groundhog too?
That's a good point. Good point.
Did you know Puxatawny Phil has a wife?
Get the hell out of here.
Her name is Phyllis. They've never had kids. The Groundhog Club says she does not drink the elixir of life and she is not immortal.
That has some very dark ramifications.
Is Puxatawny Phil happy about that, or
how long have you been married?
Listen,
ladies and gentlemen, that's just a stock marriage joke. It does not reflect the marriage views of Randy White, Jeffrey O'Brien, or anyone else that is married and might or may not have their wife nearby.
Who may or may not be married right now.
Sure. So yeah, that's stuff I learned. Everybody else knows the rest of the stupid Groundhog Day stuff. It's just I didn't know they used to eat the guy.
Yeah, that's
job well done. Oh, nom, 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 nom.
Thanks for telling us whether or not we've got winter or spring now. Get on this plate.
So the place is Gobbler's Knob is where this happens.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pardon me?
But I think we're gonna have that day with the fourth dimension. Just a hunch.
If I'm dyslexic, that's Knob Gobbler. And I'm just saying.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're off and running.
It could go either way.
Yes, it could.
So
quite frankly, that music has never fit better.
Yeah, but finally there's one. So, of course, people take today as a good day to watch Bill Murray's Groundhog's Day. And there's some guy, I don't know who he is. I don't know his name. I don't want to know his name. But he actually did. He watched the entirety of Groundhog's Day every day for an entire year.
I mean, that's a good way to really get in the mindset of the movie. I don't know why you do that to yourself, though.
I don't know why. I don't know what the whole point was other than celebrating Groundhog's Day. And it is a good movie, like once every few years, maybe not every day.
Right.
He said the first month was fun, and then he was focused on the story. After that, he knew it so well, all he could do was just sort of zone in on the tiny details, like there's a kid in a wheelchair in the background of a hospital scene. And he's like, wait, oh, that's the kid that Bill Murray starts catching every day when he falls out of a tree. Remember that?
Yeah.
And in the third stage of watching this, it started 6 months in. He's like, oh, I've memorized the movie. And he says watching the movie was kind of miserable at that point. And he was talking to the, characters as it played, and he knew all the lines. Fourth stage came around month 9. He said he started to enjoy it again. He doesn't know why. And then he says, well, maybe it's because I was just talking to other people about this. And then the final viewing, he watched it in an actual movie theater. And he says, that was great. And he says, I might even watch it again. No time soon.
Of course. But I do think that if you want to feel like you're Bill Murray trapped in that movie, then you know what? That's a very good way to do it.
So this guy had nothing else to do, like, I don't know, employment?
Well, no, you can watch a movie every day for a full year. It didn't say he watched it nonstop through the day. He just carved out 2 hours of his life once a day for 365 days. So it's not, did he have employment? It's he totally didn't have a girlfriend.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
0% chance that guy had anybody in his life. Anyways, that's what I've learned about Groundhog's Day.
I mean, I think if this guy would have watched this at the Knob Gobbler,
yeah,
it would have had a better time.
If I opened a bar in Gobbler's Knob, I would be the Knob Gobbler.
You would have to.
Why not?
888-368-1580, and we're going to talk about what happened. Part of me starting the show this way is because I don't want to talk about last night. Do we have to talk about? I don't want to talk about it, but
about last night.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Let's take a look here. The Berg says 6 more weeks of rants. Well, that's only if Randy sees a shadow. If Randy sees a shadow, it'll be 6 more weeks of rants.
What are you talking about?
But he always sees his shadow, and that's why there are always rants.
I don't know what you're talking about, Berg.
What do you mean you know what he's talking about?
He doesn't like my rants now? Is that it?
Know what he said? He said there's 6 more weeks of rants.
I'd just like to know what the Berg means by that.
Why do you think that has to be a negative thing?
It sounded pretty negative to me.
6 more weeks of rants. He could be, hooray.
He could like rants.
He might.
And just be saying, hey, there's 6 more weeks.
By the very nature of the name rant. Doesn't it sound negative?
Not to me. I like a good rant. Same. I enjoy a good rant. You're rantastic, Randy.
Oh, boy.
You're ranty right.
And here we go.
Ranty white.
Ranty.
Why has it taken this many years for me to finally say that out loud?
You sound like you're from Sweden.
Really, that's the first time.
Yes, he's ranty right. Ranty white.
I don't quite know what to do with this.
Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday Eve. Stop it. Just stop it. So do you see the uninterrupted, the shop is coming to Phoenix on Saturday. What is that? Uninterrupted the shop.
Yeah, the shop is I think, isn't that LeBron's show on
no.
on the HBO?
I think it is. You're right.
The uninterrupted is like the live version of the show, I think. Something like that.
No.
Who gives a crap? Anyways, I'll finish reading his text for somebody who might care. He says it's coming to Phoenix on Saturday, February 11th, and will mark the very first time its doors are open to the public. The Athlete Empowerment brand is hosting a pop-up at the Croft downtown, located at 22 East Buchanan Street from 1 to 6 p.m. And are you saying LeBron James will be there? Is that what you're saying?
Boy, I don't know, because he LeBron's got another prior engagement, doesn't he?
I don't know what he's doing. I do know this. There is a better idea, George. Better idea. For like the last 7 years, the Players Tailgate has been the #1 event to attend right there, at the Super Bowl. And they're right next to the Super. What are you doing?
I'm taking this mic screen off.
You couldn't have waited till
it smells
a
rancid.
break?
No, it smells rancid.
It's a big old
sorry,
Dale Hellestree infused piece of.
I wasn't going to say all the information, but it smells rancid. I'm
but
sorry.
You hear to it, it's like. Those are just somebody should let the morning show know. The mic covers are hand washable. Have you seen Bruce Jacobs?
No, and
one word
like
to describe. One word to describe: crusty. Should not be. A mic cover should never be crusty, but his is crusty. I can see it right over there, moving slowly across the counter.
Don't want this.
I feel threatened by it.
No, there's no piece of information I wanted less than that.
I got this bottle of disinfectant cleaner. Just scrape back. Here.
The power of Christ compels you.
No. Power of Christ compel on that one too. This is just cleaner. It won't hurt nothing. It's not stinky. What was I talking about? Oh, right. The Players Tailgate. Listen, this is going to be a great party. I guess it's hosted by Chef Bobby Flay. You get to hang out with over 60 active NFL players. 60. And feast from over 10 celebrity chefs that you see on TV. And we've got a discount on that will be up on our website as soon as we figure out the hell's wrong with it. Well, you could probably see the website. We just haven't put the thing up yet because it's been weird. But maybe it's there. I don't know. We should check it. But it's a lot of fun and tons of celebrity chefs, 60 active NFL players, everybody hanging out at the Tanger Outlets parking lot. More on that soon at 1580thefanatic.com.
What are they actively doing?
So they're active NFL players, meaning they are actual players, not these aged, decrepit people you hear interviewed down the dial at 910. Damn. I'm just saying.
And we're off and running today, ladies and gentlemen, on this Thursday edition. Yeah.
Well, we have the same guy we have every week here because we pay him. Hey, Frank. Well, okay, whatever. 888-368-1580. I'm trying to see if the web guy was working on the link and stuff. No, it ain't working yet. The site's working. We don't have the link up yet. Trust me, when we do, we'll let you know. Go there, get your discount. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Mr. Wilbur says, PBR and my drunk prom date. Why would you text that in, Wilbur? He says, well, you did ask for something that was cold and something that was hot, right? No, I don't think we did. Did I ask for something cold and hot?
I don't recall you saying that.
Well, all I said was we like it cold here. That's all we said, Wilbur. Crackalacken says, knob gobbler. That's where my first wife was from. Boogie says, did Jeffrey just say that the next remote will be at the Gobbler's Knob?
Oh.
Well, let's see here. Bring back Nitschke says, Randy, serve us up some ranch dressing. Oh, that's good for a salad. Ranch dressing.
Is that the way it's going to be today? Because the door's right here. You're way over there. I can be out and in my car.
What are you talking about?
In about 7 seconds.
Everybody loves your ranch. That's why he says, Randy, give us some ranch dressing. And I call you Ranty White. It's all a compliment, man.
I don't know. Between
You're a bit sensitive today.
the windsock,
Are your nipples sensitive too?
maybe.
Okay. Bring back Nitschke also says, I'm thinking that whoever came up with Groundhog's Day back in the day might have been stoners. Did they have stoners back in the 1800s?
I mean, it's a plant. So
I guess.
you just have to find it.
CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Ranty, beer me. The real question is, did Bigfoot see his shadow?
Bigfoot cares not about any shadows.
I paused and looked at Randy as if he would know the
Bigfoot
answer.
cares not about any shadows.
Our resident Bigfoot expert. What else?
Silver Pop says, Randy Durant White. How about that for a new name? Durant. Randy Durant White. Let's see, everybody loves your rants.
I don't think so.
Why are you making that face?
Mm.
Pinocchio says, after watching my Celtics crush it last night, thoroughly disappointed by the Suns. See, I've been trying real hard to avoid that. I've done so for 13 minutes expertly.
It was only 30 points.
We don't have, if we don't
No,
talk,
it wasn't. It was 32 points.
we can't just talk about the Celtics because I looked up and that game was over in 5 minutes.
I'm going to keep reading text. I've got it right here. We're going to talk about it. I don't want to. Watermelon says, hey guys, there was a tweet from Devontae Adams saying Aaron Rodgers bought a house in his neighborhood. What do you think about Rodgers going to the Raiders? Well, now that Tom Brady is off the market, makes all the sense in the world for the Raiders. Finding out what they do with Derek Carr, who they've sat. Basically, they are just hoping somebody will come along and want to trade. But see, since we all know that nobody's going to come along and want to trade, they're going to have to cut him. That's all the Raiders can do at that point, especially if they pick up Aaron Rodgers.
And what's making it worse is that Derek Carr has a no trade clause.
Right.
So if you wanted to hang him out there and have some really desperate team go, okay, and we may have no chance at getting him in free agency, but we would rather trade. Well, that's not going to work because he could just say no.
Exactly. Or, listen, if you're Derek Carr and you see all this happening, it behooves you. Take the trade. If it's a place that's decent, take the trade. This is not the time to be stubborn or try to cause issues.
He gets paid either way.
Take the trade. Take the trade. Be a positive force for somebody who needs a quarterback with eyeliner. Be a positive force there.
I think maybe you don't take the trade because if you're a free agent, then you just go to the team. If they are trading for you, they're giving up stuff that could help you potentially when you get there.
Yeah, but will you get more money?
Maybe not, but
see, that's
because the Raiders are already paying you. Say you just take that money and go, okay, I'll negotiate a smaller contract with somebody else, but I'll have a better chance of winning.
So if they get a smaller contract with him somewhere else, don't the Raiders still have to pay the difference?
I believe so, yeah.
I wonder. 888-368-1580. Thanks, Watermelon. Randy's Chuckle says, if you go to the Renaissance Festival, don't let that Mets head lady from Tucson. I'm not going to read that about a meat stick. I'm just not going to do it, Randy.
Huzzah!
Boogie says, has Bruce's microphone ever stood up and started walking towards you? Not till today. Big Jordan says, I thought Mr. Wilbur was only blind. Sounds like his hearing's going too. I think it might actually be some early afternoon alcohol, though.
Wow.
More likely. Bring back Nitschke says, thank you for the visual on Bruce Jacobs' microphone cover. You just predicted 6 weeks of nightmares for me.
Both of us bring back Nitschke. Both of us.
Berg says, is there a Durant spot coming soon too? I don't know what you're talking about, Berg. And I didn't mean Guy Ferrari. I said Bobby Flay. I know what I'm talking about. Can't Gitten says the toaster oven died. What?
Well,
today is Thursday. It's a Friday show. All right. So expertly, I've run this thing down to 16 minutes and 50 seconds, leaving us only 1 minute to talk about the Suns' loss last night.
Lost by 137 points.
132 to 100. I don't know, where's your 37? What are you talking about?
137.
Yeah, it's 132 to 100.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
16 turnovers for the Phoenix Suns, which were turned into 31 points for the Hawks.
Ain't going to get it done that way.
Here is what DeAndre Ayton said. He says, I felt like we were on a treadmill, felt like we were hamsters running in one spot. The game was going too fast and we were making some points, but not putting a dent in the lead. Did you watch this game?
Yeah, I caught a bit of it.
What the hell happened?
Well, lots of turnovers. The Hawks shot lots of threes and made them. And The Suns did not do that, and in fact, the only people who really showed up for the game were Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton.
Suns shot horribly field goals. It was a terrible percentage.
Chris Paul was like 1 for 6. He had 3 points, even though he played 26 minutes. It wasn't good.
4 of 28 3-point shots. 4 of 28. All 14.3% shooting.
Yeah. Like I said, they did not do that. The thing is, to me, and I have to ask because I know the Suns don't really play that slashing style where guys cut to the basket, but when you miss 24 threes, at what point do you just stop shooting?
That's what I've been saying for years. At some point when people are cold on that, start working yourself to the basket. 2 is better than 0. 3 is great, but if you can't get 3, get 2. Get 2. You know, draw a foul.
Mikal Bridges, who did play well, was 1 of 7 from 3.
Well, good news is on the way. They're saying Devin Booker might be back next Tuesday against the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't think that's the only thing wrong with this team right now.
He tweeted out yesterday that he's rounding third with his rehab.
It's not the only thing wrong with this team, but I will say that when Devin Booker has the 3 ball not falling, he gets a little bit closer. Start shooting the mid-range.
I'm just saying every different sport or game to describe Devin Booker. You just use pool. You just use baseball.
No, I quoted Devin Booker.
Okay, Devin used baby.
What's frustrating? I don't understand.
Wait, how did I use pool?
You said the 8 ball.
No, the 3 ball.
What's the 3 ball?
Just the 3-pointer. That's some broadcasters say that. You know?
Some reason my brain did that, so I can't blame you. My own brain made that a pool shot.
I know the Mark Jackson will sometimes say when a guy shoots a corner 3 ball, corner pocket. But outside of that, no.
I think I realized something. I think I'm the problem today. I may be the problem with today's show.
Oh, come on.
My brain is hearing, let's play some pool. And Randy thinks everybody's upset and after him. But really, they're all complimenting him.
It can't just be you.
I love
Mr.
your
Wilbur
rants.
answered a question you didn't ask. So
it's a good thing this is happening this hour. Radio Ron says this crap can't be happening in 4 and 5. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Games in the NBA tonight. The Nuggets home to take on Golden State. The Nuggets lead the Western Conference, are a 12-point home favorite, minus 600, while Golden State plus 460. The over-under in Denver at 232. The Miami Heat in New York to take on the Knicks. Miami a 2-point road favorite, minus 128. New York plus 108, over-under 215.5. The Memphis Grizzlies visiting the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs are home favorite by 5.5 points, minus 215. Memphis plus 118, over under 223.5. And the Lakers are a 2.5-point road favorite against the Indiana Pacers. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's time once again for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. First prize is $1,580 from Harman Solar. Second prize, a Zebra e-bike from Hemingway. And $500 third prize from Harman Solar. Sign up today. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Yeah, they'll be that kind of day. Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. What is today? Thursday?
Thursday.
Ain't a damn thing happening today. I was looking at the sheet here. There ain't nothing happening. We don't have any play-by-play of anything until Stephen F. Austin is at GCU on Saturday at 5:45 p.m.
It's Stephen F. Stephen, not Stephen.
We've been
Sorry.
over this as a PH. It's Stephen. I don't care. It's the opponents. It's not like I got GCU name wrong. That's all that matters. 888-368-1580. Tiger Paws is on the text line. Says Tom Brady is renting a place for $70,000 a month.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that in Florida? Like just across the pond from his kids and his ex. My wife says to me the other day, she says, I wonder if Tom now is going to try to get his wife back. I said,
he's going to have to learn some jujitsu.
Well, yeah, because right now she's getting naked and nasty with a guy with a black belt. You know, I don't think you're going to try to start any trouble there, man.
Well, I've always said you can have all the belts you want. A well-placed ball in the nuts takes care of, trump that card every time.
I don't think you'd want him. You'd want her back. You know what I'm saying? If everything is the way it seems to be, where she ran off with the jiu-jitsu guy, why would you want that back? You're Tom Brady. You can get a younger model of Giselle if you want.
I don't know that he's going to try to get her back. I think the damage is done, and I think his really. Is that what you're doing? Yeah. Really? Turn me back.
No,
turn me back
you don't have to talk about it on the radio.
Turn me back to where it was.
Why are you being a baby today?
What? I didn't take my headphones off.
I just had to move it up a little bit. That's all. It's fine. We have volume issues between the two of us. We're not usually in the studio together.
God, this mic still.
Whew.
I already shot some of that on here.
Right.
I don't want to ruin it. Anyway, where was I?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're talking about Tom Brady trying to get Giselle back. And,
would you want her back? Would you want Giselle back after
she was
all
getting
this?
all necky with the jiu-jitsu guy.
Because if what it seems that, like, if she cheated on him, he should just never want her back ever again.
I think he just wants to be close to his children.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's considering and staying out of football so far. Day 2, Tom Brady retired. It's still, we should have like an update every day.
Yeah, he's probably farving it right now.
Yeah. Day 2, Tom Brady retired.
Whole lot of farving going on. Hey, Keon, I saw something and it made me wonder what you thought. And this has to do with college basketball.
Okay.
I saw this story. I think it was on CBS. Wondering if there should be a 24-second shot clock for college basketball.
Yeah. It's a modern innovation of the game. At the professional level, we use a 24-second shot.
Every other country seems to use it.
Yeah. I don't think it's 24 seconds. I think it's 30 seconds,
right.
But it's the women in the women's game. They have a shot clock.
Mm-hmm.
Use a shot clock. It speeds the game up. Now, granted, there are teams like Virginia that wouldn't exist if the shot clock was implemented, because part of their game is just, we're just going to wear you down and it's going to be low scoring, boring ass basketball. But yeah, I don't mind that not existing. I don't mind teams like the Virginia Cavaliers having to join the rest of the world in using some kind of shot clock to speed the game up.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why does everything have to be sped up?
Not looking to speed it up. You know what I'm looking for? Uniformity. I feel like the college football should have the same rules as the NFL football. I think that the college basketball should have the same rules as professional basketball. I think that everybody, it's a game. We should all play on the same rules, and then you're better prepared for what happens next if you do reach the promised land of being a professional athlete. I feel like from the children all the way up should have the same stuff.
So just hear me out for a second. Okay, since I'm Ranty White, as you have dubbed me.
Not at all sensitive to
Hey, I was just reading an article about NASCAR. A lot of people are calling for NASCAR races because they're too long. More people are this commissioner, old drunky drunk there in New York, he's got now a pitch clock that's coming into play this year to make the game shorter. Now we have a shot clock to make the college game shorter. Can I ask what all the snowflakes are going to do with all the extra time because they don't have any sports left to watch?
Well, the thing is, I don't think the shot clock's not going to speed the game up to make it
I just
faster.
heard you say
It
it
will
was
speed up.
speeding the game up.
It will speed up the
it's,
game.
It's not going to speed up the game in terms of the length of the game. The game is still going to be 40 minutes long. However, it's going to speed up the possession
Well,
so
I'm
that
gonna
one
call
team
timeout.
doesn't dribble for an eternity before shooting. And I think one of the
you're wrong about baseball. It will speed up baseball.
Baseball, but I'm talking
it
about
might
college hoops.
speed up NASCAR because that's not timed. Those things that are not timed,
Right.
these sorts of things do speed up. But basketball and football, you're absolutely right. It's the same clock. It just speeds up the way they play.
Yeah, each possession gets sped
Right.
up, not the time of the game. And so I'm not trying to speed that up necessarily. What I want though is for the strategy of basketball to really be, how do we get our best shot as quickly as possible, because we know we have a time limit. In the same way that, you have a certain amount of time to bring the ball over half court. So it means that you can't just pass the ball behind half court, because you know what happens when you just pass the ball behind half court and don't go anywhere. We call that soccer. That soccer. So yeah, timing the thing to speed it up speeds up the possession.
They have timing. They have time in soccer.
They do.
But what
then they
happens
just keep
when
adding more on?
Yeah, when the game's over, they have all what they call stoppage time.
Yeah, because they don't take the timeouts. They just keep playing, and then they add it at the end. I don't mind that at all. But I just think, look, if you have a 24-second shot clock, it means that you have to actually come up the court with a plan on every possession. You can't just dribble it until guys get tired.
All right, so understand something. I don't care if there is a 24-second shot clock or not. I just think that we should all play on the same rules. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't care what the overtime rules are. Just tell me what they are, and that's what we'll go by.
Like when we played basketball in middle school, some schools would have a shot clock, some schools wouldn't, just depending on how much money the school had. And the games where there was no shot clock, you just dribble and dribble and dribble and dribble and just try to wait the guy out. It wasn't skill. I don't think that's good basketball. It's not fun basketball to watch. I think it's more fun when you have the shot clock. That's why the NBA has a 24-second shot clock. That's why the WNBA has a shot clock. That's why women's college basketball has a shot clock. And you know what? The tempo of their games goes faster than the men's game. And I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they don't dunk. So
I mean, they have to.
They dunk. Women's game, they dunk.
Not very well.
Well, I mean, but they do though.
It's like it's a unicorn.
There's just more to the game than that. So
no, I'm just saying. It all matters. So here's what happens if you speed up the shot clock.
Okay.
Scoring will increase. And it's interesting. Biscuits and Gravy says, well, 24-second shot clock. That's not if you like betting the under. Well, okay, I got you, because you're going to bet the under because it can be a lower scoring game because everybody's moseying. But scoring will increase. Over and unders, you're going to have to adjust to that uptick, and tempo of the game will accelerate. It becomes more exciting, and you won't have such low scoring games anymore.
And also some of those teams, they play a higher tempo team and just get hit in the face. And the result is, so one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life was that Virginia team that lost to the University of Maryland in Baltimore County. And that Virginia team was just not prepared the moment they had to play a team that could actually impose tempo on them. And it was a 16 seed and they were a 1. They got to a 1 seed because they just dribbled people to death because there was no shot clock. And I hated that. And everybody in basketball hated that. We were all happy that they were the first number 1 seed to ever lose in a first round of the NCAA tournament.
All right, so let's have a little exercise here. Don't panic, Randy. We're not going to exercise. An exercise in thinking.
Okay.
All right. So football. Are you opposed to junior high, high school, college, and the NFL playing by the same rules? Are you opposed to this?
No.
Now, Keon being the big college fan, I almost thought you were going to say yes. So basketball, same thing. Junior high, high school, college, professional. Are you opposed to everybody playing by the exact same rules? Maybe you lower the hoop for the little kids or something, but outside that, same rules.
I am not opposed to that.
And I'm not opposed to that either.
So same thing with baseball, same thing with hockey, same rules.
Baseball, as far as I know, from Little League on up to the pros, it's the same. There's no difference.
All right. So why is college basketball sitting there with the no 24-second shot clock?
Because the NCAA sucks.
All right, I keep forgetting that. I keep needing that reminder. Thank you.
Yeah.
King Kittens has a new texture nickname. You'll want to write this one down.
All right.
Naked Jujitsu. That's a good texture.
That is a good texture
That would be
nickname.
great. Straight Striper says, for your argument of all sports rules should be the same regardless of level of competition, would that hold true for professional 3-point line and pitching mound distance for elementary or middle schooler?
Well-
Okay, certain things like that. You heard me say you'd lower the rim. Maybe yes, you move up but the basics of the game, and maybe the 3-point line is closer. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe you just have a lot of 2-point shots. I don't know. I mean, small adjustments for smaller people make sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. I'm looking at some of these kids that grew up watching Steph Curry. Doesn't seem to bother them, to be honest with you.
My son, when he started really getting into basketball, he's like starting to start shooting threes. And all I could think is, man, I'm going to be chasing that ball all the time. No, he was swishing them. I was like, how is this little person doing this? I can't even do that. So, you give him a chance, you might see him succeed.
I will say this: baseball, when you're in high school and college, pitcher's mound is 60 feet 6 inches away from home plate. Base paths are 90 feet apart.
Okay.
It's all uniform. So you're a freshman in high school, you're a senior in high school, you're a junior in college, D1, it doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Okay. I have no problem with it being all the same. I also have no problem with it reducing the sizes or the distances for certain parts of the game. It's more about just getting them used to playing the same way, having the same rules. Some of those little finer touches, nobody cares.
See,
about
I thought the rim height and the court, it's all the same from junior high on up through the NBA.
From junior high, it's 10 feet.
Okay.
Everybody plays on a 10-foot rim.
Now they
That's
might
just
have
fair
a
enough.
smaller ball in junior high, but I think high school, college,
high school. When people start growing, going through puberty and all that, the ball's a full size basketball.
He said puberty.
Hey, pass me the ball.
I mean, it's a thing, man.
I'm open.
Why are you sweating, Wally?
In high school, I didn't actually grow until I was like a junior, so that was deeply unfortunate.
You
But,
have a Sears catalog on you?
Oh no!
I just want to look up the jeans. What? I'm going to borrow it for a couple days. My mom won't let me have one in the house. Let's see. Biscuits and Gravy says, for baseball, he says the fences are a little distance in baseball. The bags and the bats are a little smaller. That's what I'm saying. Smaller for smaller people. I understand, but the rules, what you can't do, how long it takes to do this, where you got to go for that.
Well, I mean,
whatever the sport. Although, good point. Lacrosse guy says you can't have the same rules for kids in lacrosse. Sheer violence would not be good for a 10-year-old. All right, fair enough. I mean, they've got different. Like, you probably don't want to allow fighting in hockey in junior high and high school. I mean, I don't know if they do allow that in high school. I mean, I'm sure there's fights. I mean, maybe they don't allow it. I don't know.
It's not sanctioned. No.
Yeah,
They don't like that.
It's not, the referee's not going to let you drop your gloves.
But it does happen.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Yeah. Last Optimist says, sorry, the screen. There we go. You're also arguing for the same size ball between men and women basketball. Not me. Somebody else was. I got so in trouble when I said, I think that the WNBA should lower the basket a little bit to make it easier for dunking. I was saying a size adjustment for the average sizes. And people are like, oh, that is so sexist. That is so. I'm saying the same thing about sports for kids, and I said adjust for the size of the person, whether it be woman or a man. And everybody's agreed with me when I'm talking about this, but for some reason I say that about the WNBA, and I got to change my address
because everybody plays the game on a 10-foot rim. You just don't load. You just don't. I'm sorry. Dunking is not the be all and end all of basketball. So
I didn't say it was. I said it'd make it better.
It would. Oh, for you, but that's.
Oh yeah, just me. Okay.
Oh, okay. For anybody that likes dunks, but for like the reason why there are so many NBA guys that are very supportive of the WNBA is because like you look at the strategy of the game, it's there, the shooting is there, the spacing is there. So the only thing missing is dunks. I can watch that stuff. I'm sorry. You just it's
I want
gonna
to see tomahawk dunks.
The history of that game is everybody plays on a 10-foot rim from middle school on up, boys and girls. You lower it now, just seems very
Well,
patronizing.
then there should be a dunk contest in the women's all-star events. And it is the entire competition is people chasing the balls across the court because they just boom, they didn't get it in.
Why?
Conk. Where'd it go? I'm just saying.
It's just not the hallmark of that game.
Trying to help the game.
It's
Nothing
fine.
sexist. I'm just saying.
It's fine.
Everybody agreed with me when it's kids, but nobody agrees with me because it's women.
Because children will grow. Okay.
But see, the women won't, so that's why lower the rim. See what I'm saying?
Why? No, because if you want to say the skills are the same, the 3-point shooting is the same, the ability to dribble the basketball is the same.
Dunking's a
Guess
skill.
what? Yes, and some women can dunk. The ones that are tall enough to dunk. That's it. That's like that. There are already people in the WNBA who can do it, so you don't have to lower the rim.
Could use some more.
I agree.
Yeah. 888-368-1580. Straight Striper says, I pray time rules and regulations are never the same for all ages. If I got to watch 9 innings of 5-year-olds playing T-ball at 8:45 on Sunday morning, I'll teach them to play chess. Well, again, some of those things you have to adjust for age. We're talking junior high and up. So it's not the same as a 5-year-old playing T-ball, Straight Striper.
Yeah. We were talking about kids that are entering high school and in high school, college ball, and then the big leagues. It's all 9 innings, 90 feet base pads, 60 feet, 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to the home plate.
Hitting the Nuts says, the rules in Fight Club are the same for kid fights as the adult fights.
Huh?
You just don't talk about it.
That's good to
Good point.
Good to know.
Yeah, you just talked about it, Hitting the Nuts.
Yep.
Biscuits and Gravy says, I think you could raise the rim in the pros. Could you?
Probably could, yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah. We're just supposing, man. Don't get upset.
I am also supposing. I'm asking why. Why would you want to?
Why wouldn't you want to?
Keon, you might as well just lay down right now.
I'm sorry.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
My king, you're up early.
Awake, Merlin. I've had a dream that needs interpretation.
Sorry, he turned into an owl and flew the coop 4 days ago.
Good sorcerers, seers, and mystics are hard to come by anymore. And given the inevitable uncertainties of life, insuring against calamity is always the smarter play. From benefits and workers' comp to home, business, and group health insurance, Cole Hayes Insurance will secure your future. For a free quote, visit mycommercialinsurance.com.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation,
But anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time. Like right now. Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So Sunday, yes, we do have the NASCAR Busch Light Clash.
Yeah, the Clash.
And then at 7 p.m. we have the Pro Bowl game stuff, but you don't need to listen to that. 888-368-1580.
In 40 plus years of radio, I don't think I have ever been on a station where I have said, yeah, we got this on the station, but yeah, you don't need to listen to it.
I don't think you need to. It's not important.
I mean, if you want, we won't stop you, but
I feel like there's reruns of Big Sky or something on ABC. You just turn that right on there. I'm just saying. Let's clean up the text line and then we'll move on. Big George says, here, Randy. Why are we trying to speed up everything? Baseball, pitch clock, ghost runners, extra innings, shot clock, college basketball, shortened overtime in hockey. What the hell? I want my money's worth. Again, George, a shot clock in college will speed up the pace of the actual play. You will still get the exact same amount of minutes that you would have had otherwise.
I don't know. It just seems like the snowflakes of this world are trying to speed everything up. And I just want to know.
Snowflakes.
I just want to know.
Uniform the game.
With all of this speeding up of all the sporting events, what are you going to do with all the extra time?
There is no extra time. There is no less time. It's the same amount of time.
It's 40 minutes. Adding a shot clock means that the team actually you get more of your money's worth.
Baseball games are
because you get to see more shots go up,
more
plays run.
Baseball games are already an average of 3 hours in length. 3 hours. In most cases, I see games that are like 2 and change. And you want to make it go faster?
So
I agree with you on that.
Pace of play in the baseball is to it's kind of like the shot clock. It kind of gets things moving a little bit quicker and it's more interesting to watch. Even if it takes 4 hours, increase the pace of play on certain things and it's more entertaining to watch.
Part of the strategy, man.
All right. 888-368-1580. Fighting Wampa says Tom Brady is lucky. He was great at football. He sucks at everything else in life. Wrecked marriage, crypto coin debacle, and that god-awful movie that's getting ready to open tomorrow. Okay, first off,
I don't know. He was married to a supermodel.
I don't think he had anything to do with that.
I'm going to guess he's been married fewer times than you, Fighting Wampa. Second, you wish you could have a crypto coin debacle where you could lose everything and still have $300 million sitting around. And that movie might actually be okay.
And it wasn't his idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's an audience for that movie. It's just not you. And he endorsed the crypto. He wasn't like in on it. He wasn't sitting in the boardroom going,
all right, boys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a lot of money, but some people are going to go down. Write this down, Gronk.
He was a celebrity endorser. One of like 12, by the way.
So, yeah, this could happen. The Madoff stuff happens to people every like 10, 20 years. It's just going to happen. And that's what kind of happened on this thing. So
Steph Curry was the other guy on the crypto thing. I mean, it just, people bought into it.
I appreciate trying to tear down Tom Brady as a Colts fan, but you got to be factual on that, man. You got to be factual. 888-368-1580. Bring Back Nitschke says, Randy, is your favorite NBA player Kevin Durant? He's not really impressed with that. You can't hear his disdain on the radio, but he has a look of disdain on the radio.
If you go on to YouTube, you really could see what it would be like if looks could kill.
You could feel that through the YouTube. Fighting Wampa says, don't lower the rim in WNBA. You just make all the players there wear platform shoes. Well, the ladies do like the high heels.
Probably not on a basketball court, though. Be very.
Here's the sound of the game. Ready? So squeak, squeak, squeak. It's click, 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 click. That's sexist. I just figure if I yell it, nobody's going to yell it at me.
I mean, that's you really get out in front of it. That's the trick.
If I scream it, they're like, yeah, he's right. That is sex. Good job, Jeffrey. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Do your own damage control.
Hey. That's right. You join the mob yelling at the house. And you're like, honey, get the stuff out. Yeah.
It's the Elmer Fudd hunting Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny, and it's the duck season, rabbit season.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, Bugs says it's rabbit season. So then Daffy says it's duck season and gets shot in the face. That's just, you got out in front of it.
As long as I'm Bugs Bunny, I'm happy. 888-368-1580. So everywhere we had a little guy here who used to wear thongs all the time. Used to talk about thongs.
I think it was Speedo, not thongs.
No. What's the difference between a thong and a Speedo?
I fail to see the difference.
Another yard of material.
Oh, okay. Well, probably not for him. For him, it'd be just a couple of inches. Anyway. So, I don't know if I needed to know this about Derek Jeter, but Derek Jeter, was on some show and talking about slump busters. Slump busters. Yeah. It can mean a couple of different things. We're talking about in sports.
Yes.
Okay. So he said he had once wore a thong in front of thousands and thousands of people. Under his pants. He didn't just walk around in a thong. I guess what happened was when he was teammated up there with Jason Giambi, he noticed, he's like, I had a really bad stretch. I was just my worst offensive stretch in 2004. He says every day I'd walk in, and Jason Giambi would go, point at the thong. He said, what are you talking about? Finally, he says, listen, this is a special thong, this golden thong. Whenever I'm in a rut, I put on the thong underneath my, and I go out there, I get a hit. Finally, he's just like, you know what? The hell with it. I'll try it. And he says, the golden thong is legendary. I've never not gotten a hit. So that's what Giambi says.
When he was wearing the golden thong.
Yeah. So I guess Jeter was 0 for 32 at the plate. He puts it on, bam, hits. Starts hitting like crazy. He ended the season batting .292, 188 hits, 78 RBIs, and 23 home runs. The golden thong worked for him.
I don't know if it's a luck thing so much as if you're wearing that, that's all you're thinking about. You cannot overthink.
I feel like,
anything.
You're just like your muscle memory at that point. Cause you're like, this thing is really uncomfortable. Oh, do I just hit it? My God, I'm in a run.
Yeah.
He got a Gold Glove award that year. So let me just tell you.
Apparently got a gold thong award too.
Can I tell you what this really, it was a placebo. But whatever it works, baseball players are weird cats.
Yes, we are.
Weird about stuff like that.
Yes, we are.
I just wish I didn't need to know that.
It's right up there with the status of Bruce Jacobs' mic cover of things I did not want to know today.
I could see the crust from here.
I mean,
it's good Lord, staring right at me.
I need a washing machine in this station. We just throw them in there and forget about it.
Well, with normal microphone filth, you just go to the bathroom with some soapy water and just kind of squeeze it out, and then you let it dry, and then you're good to go. That thing needs to be destroyed.
Yeah, you light that baby on fire
from orbit.
That thing is calling Bigfoot right now. Bigfoot out there, it's like, and he's on his way here. Bruce Jacobs has put everybody at the station in danger with that microphone cover.
I would venture to say yes, that's true.
It's going to take a while because I don't think Bigfoot is catching an Uber or anything. So someday Bigfoot is going to come crashing through that door looking for that microphone cover. And I don't know how he's going to be when he gets here. Is he going to be angry? Is he going to be happy? Is he going to be horny? I don't know.
Okay, let's just break this down for a second.
Yeah.
It's Bruce's microphone windscreen.
Yes.
Now you tell me.
He's either going to be happy, he's going to be angry, he's going to be horny. Bigfoot, I don't know Bigfoot the way you know Bigfoot. And for some reason, 2 days in a row, we've talked about Bigfoot. Pink Eye says, does Keon know the guy he replaced used to wear a Speedo? Oh, yeah, there was some time where he was trained by him.
Yeah. And it came up because it's Phil. Of course, it came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
filthy, Phil.
Wish it hadn't, but okay. We need to mark the passing of famed general manager Bobby Beathard. He has died at the age of 86.
Beathard.
Mr. Beathard was
Beathard.
one of the well, he was one of your guys, right?
Yeah.
Keon. Back in 1989, he resigned from Washington.
Yeah.
Then he went on to the Chargers, but while his time from 1978 until then as the GM of that Washington team, well, that's where he had his best times.
Yeah, it's a great combination, him and Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs, all those draft picks. You got 3 Super Bowls in that time, and
I think we got
that's what
2.
made him a Hall of Famer right there.
And he was also on the Dolphin staff with Don Shula in their back-to-back Super Bowls.
So this guy was good. Bobby Beathard
Beathard
died at 86. His son Pete Beathard was an NFL quarterback, and then his grandson, remember, and he was on I think it was the Cardinals for a bit.
He was with the
CJ
Niners.
Beathard.
I think the Cardinals for a little bit too. Yeah,
it's spelled Beathard. Right?
Okay.
Don't be a child.
All right.
Anyway, so I just it marked. It needed to be mentioned. You know, it needed to be mentioned.
Get it done.
86 years old.
Okay.
Life well lived. Mr. Wilbur wants to know if Bigfoot drinks PBR.
I don't know. Mr. Wilbur, why don't you ask him when you find him?
Silver Pop says, is it manly to wear a thong? Also, is it manly to wear another man's thong? I'm going to have to say part 2, no. Part 1, I don't know, wear whatever makes you comfortable. I mean, you know, how different is a thong from a jock strap? You know, the jock strap is just got those little things, and then your back door is completely open.
Yeah.
And you got a little cup holding the boys in place.
Yeah.
Thong, you got like some floss in your crack.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
And some material holding the boys in place.
Well, whatever you wear under your clothes is none of my damn business. So I can't say nothing about that. But hearing you just wore another dude's thong, all I can think is, oh God, I hope it was cleaned. I hope that thing hit the laundry before it hit your nuts.
I'm sure it did, but that's just my wishful thinking. That's what
Can you
I want
imagine?
to believe.
Can you imagine being the locker room attendant, having to do the laundry in there?
Nope.
And Jason Giambi just comes strolling over with a gold thong. Hey, yo, Brian, we need to get this washed.
Got news for you. There's no man on the planet who doesn't have a thong in his hand and doesn't go pew, shoot it like a rubber band.
Well, I'm just saying.
Which makes it worse for that poor guy.
Yeah,
honestly.
This Brian you speak of.
Yeah, go ahead and throw this in with the jerseys, will you, Brian?
He's the real hero.
You're damn right. That's the unsung hero of all major league ball clubs, the locker room attendant.
We don't know his real name, but damn it, Brian is a man.
A man among men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting the Nut says Bigfoot likes Jack's Links jerseys. I think he means jerky. And so, of course, he drinks PBR. I don't think Bigfoot, if he's wandering around out in the, he's not drinking beer.
No.
And he's not eating jerky.
No.
He'll eat a raw cow probably. And maybe it's like the cow to his Bigfoot cave. I'm just picturing a cave. And it just let it sit there.
It could be a cave, yeah.
It could become jerky.
Well, it could be. I mean, if it's in there for any length of time, but Bigfoot, I'm sure, shreds it up pretty good.
Well, we don't know if Bigfoot understands fire.
Oh, no, he eats it raw. Bigfoot does not understand fire. As a matter of fact, if you stumble upon a Bigfoot, light something on fire.
I don't know if that's the best advice.
Oh, yeah, it is.
What, you light him on fire?
No, you light something else on a stick, club, a tree, something. Light the forest on fire.
Light the forest on fire?
Well, that's the only way you'll escape.
But you're in the forest.
Look, man, if Bigfoot is there in front of you, light something on fire or he will pull your arms off.
So here I am worrying about this, and I realize this is not a problem we'll ever have to worry about unless somebody sees a bear and goes, oh my God, Bigfoot, sets the forest on fire, and then, well, there goes the day. Hour 2 of this nonsense is up next. 1580 The Fanatic.
O'Reilly. Protect your engine with Syntec full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O-Rewards points. Choose Syntec, available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy. The live radio broadcast of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 on the Fanatic is presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Harmon Solar, IQ Wealth Management, Hemingway e-bike. Don't miss a moment of the action and excitement of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57. Live from Glendale on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. You know, I read something interesting about the way boys are named in Ghana. And the names start with K's and are usually to indicate the day of the week. I thought that was a very interesting thing. Now, Keon is not a day of the week, but does start with a K.
Though not from Ghana. So Guyana, yes, but not Ghana.
Well, that explains a lot. Guyana, not Ghana.
Guyana, South America. Ghana is Africa.
You know, I guess I should have looked for some extra A's. Sorry, Keon. Yeah. Well, that's awkward as hell right there, isn't it?
Moving right along.
Explains everything now. I thought I was going to ask you something about. So, well, just a coincidence then. Your name starts with a K.
Yeah.
And you're also from a country that starts with a G and an H, right?
Close.
No
no
H. There's an H in there somewhere.
There's no H in there.
Damn it.
How do you spell Guyana?
Oh my God. I've been looking at the wrong country.
It happens. You are far from the first person to make that very specific error.
Yeah.
Basically, all of my friends at some point.
Ghana with the wind. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, okay, so let me sum things up. Jeter wore a phone dream games, but we're not sure if he was breathing out of his eyelids.
Right. Is it a full moon tonight?
He says you periodically take the microphone into the bathroom and scrub one out, and size is relative. Keon said Phil's thong came up, but his girlfriend would say it poked out a little. I don't think any of that was said here on the show.
We just have real question.
Yeah.
Are our microphones haunted? Because people are just hearing things today. There's just nobody's saying, and
we don't usually do shows from the studio. There might be something going on. We can't rightfully understand. So let's just jump in and talk some NFL, shall we? Let's just start it right up and hope for the best. All right. So now they have said we really don't want Garoppolo. John Lynch sat next to Shanahan, and they're like, "Hey, any chance? No chance. You want him? No, we don't." I don't know really what the deal is, but they don't want Jimmy Garoppolo there anymore. So he will not be back with the 49ers. And here's the other thing that was interesting. Shanahan said, we are not looking for a high-profile veteran quarterback to be in here. They don't feel like they need one. They've got Trey Lance. They got Brock Purdy. That's all they need. That's all they need. Or is he lying and they're thinking of Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I think that Dark Helmet and Pizza the Hut, they don't want to have Garoppolo in because they've got two guys in the stable that are young guys, and they've already proven, that Brock Purdy can run this football team and this offensive scheme. So why would they bring in somebody that's going to demand, all sorts of money and perks when you have Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, on a rookie contract, which is not costing them a whole lot, and he can win games.
Yeah. And if they really love Trey Lance, say they're just gunning to go back to Trey for whatever reason, he's on a rookie deal too.
Right.
Well, Trey Lance will be healthy and ready before Brock Purdy will.
Yeah.
So I would guarantee you almost that Trey Lance will start the season unless Brock Purdy gets back. There's a quarterback competition and Brock wins. But no, the 49ers are saying, we don't need you anymore, Garoppolo. You can go now. And no, we're not looking to bring in a veteran that can help out. Although the 49ers do say they support the return of the third quarterback rule. And I do too. I think every team should have three quarterbacks, even if one is bored to tears. You saw in the title game, the NFC Championship game there, they really could have used a third quarterback.
Well, I mean, they got along through everything okay, right?
Purdy broke his arm off, fell on the ground. And then Josh Johnson, he was decapitated. If they had one more quarterback, Brock Purdy would not have had to go out there with half an arm off.
He was concussed. I didn't know he got decapitated.
You didn't watch the game like I did.
Okay. All right.
Point is, they could have used a third quarterback.
But they had a third quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's the number 3. He's the emergency backup guy.
That's just silly.
That's only because they couldn't carry an actual third quarterback.
Yeah, that's just silly. So I think there should be a third quarterback rule just for that reason. No, you may not always have the luck to have someone as talented as a Brock Purdy show up, but at least you can maintain a game and try to keep it going and maybe do a little bit better than the 49ers did. Probably still going to lose that game, but it would just be nice to have three quarterbacks just in case.
Yeah, especially if you're feeling like, we have such bad luck with quarterbacks, or if you're a team with a terrible offensive line and you just know that's a possibility, it would be nice to have the option.
Yeah, and the other thing is Shanahan will destroy all of them. It doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3. He is going to destroy all those quarterbacks. Bruce Arians used to run running backs into the ground. Shanahan hates quarterbacks.
For some reason, yeah.
He's a quarterback killer. He's a killer. So here's Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, floating out there in the wind. Mr. Wilbur says, we'll take Jimmy G and give the 49ers a 5th-round draft pick.
That's who's
free agent, Wilbur.
Who's we?
You don't have to give anybody anything, Wilbur. And again, yes, who's this we you speak of? CK says, why are you talking about Grandma Bruce stealing all the Werther's originals from the other elderly inmates? But we weren't. Kiss the Cook says, I'm still snickering at silver vagina. But now, since Big George has mentioned it yesterday, should the Cardinals helmets be called Jimmy hats? And the fans, okay, I'm not going any further with that. Kiss the Cook. We were talking about something actually substantive. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a free agent.
Wait. Is that substantive?
Yeah, I mean,
It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
So, I mean, look, he's going to be fine. I mean, let's look at some of the teams that are looking for a quarterback. Well, I don't know.
According to CBS Sports, I'm going to list them off and we can talk about it.
All right.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
New York Jets.
Yes.
Houston Texans.
Yes.
And that's all that CBS Sports mentioned. But then you got the Colts. You got some other teams. Of course, we're all in positions to get one in the draft. But there's other teams as well that could use a quarterback. Panthers.
They're just talking about the top
That
candidates.
he would want to go to.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
The Raiders make too much sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's already played in that system before.
True. That's right. Josh McDaniels. It was the OC quarterback coach too, I think, for a time.
For a little bit, yeah. But he was the OC and definitely when Jimmy was playing, in relief of Tom. That I think McDaniels
during Deflategate. Suspension. Garoppolo was 71% on his passes, threw for 496 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, that was just a short amount of time.
Well, it was
the
perfect amount of time for Jimmy Garoppolo. It was 4 games. He couldn't get injured in 4 games, and Tom Brady came back.
So, Las Vegas Raiders. And nobody knows better than Josh McDaniels, even though he's an asshat, that Jimmy Garoppolo is not a season-long quarterback, but he is your system quarterback. Do you go get him if you're the Las Vegas Raiders? Really?
I mean, depends on how much he wants and how much it would cost you, but
he's the Anthony Davis of football.
They replaced Derek Carr with Jarrett Stidham, who I don't think is actually good, but Stidham knows the system, followed McDaniels from New England to Las Vegas and looked pretty good. I think if you go into a place where it's already familiar, I think that you can look good in that system.
I think Stidham. Isn't that the stick they use to swab you with? The Stidham? Isn't that the little... Okay, let's see if you have strep throat. I think it's the Stidham. I think I'm right. So how about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They just found out no more Tommy Brady. Again, he was the backup for Brady. Going to play in a similar style, maybe. I mean, what the hell is Tampa Bay going to do? They don't have a high draft pick. They need a quarterback. I don't even know who the hell their backup was. It was probably Gabbert, Gabbert.
Yeah, it was Blaine Gabbert. I think they drafted a couple of years ago Kyle Trask, who they have tried not to play actively. So that tells me that they probably don't like him as his chances at ever being a starter in this league. So that's where they're stuck. And I think that unless they make an aggressive move to trade up from 19, which would involve giving a lot of picks up, I don't see him drafting a guy.
All right. So will Tampa Bay go after Garoppolo? Do you think they want him?
I mean, it depends on what they're looking for. Like if they think that they can win the NFC South, and if you look at the NFC South, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So you could, see yourself winning that, then yeah, I mean, you should at least knock on the door and see if there's something there and see if Jimmy wants to go to Tampa Bay and play.
All right. So the New York Jets need a guy. Zach Wilson has said, whatever quarterback they bring in here, I'm going to make their life hell. Got news for you, Zach. You're not going to out-MILF Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo will go after your mom. All right? Just because he can. I wouldn't mess with him, my friend. But the New York Jets, does this make sense as a place for Jimmy Garoppolo?
It does. I mean, look how much, look how good they were on offense. And I say good relatively. They were serviceable on offense with Mike White. Jimmy Garoppolo, as much as I, bash the guy, he's way better than Mike White. He would make them immediately a contender.
You think D'Amico Ryans would think about Garoppolo there in Houston? I mean,
no, because they got the draft pick.
Yeah, they got the draft pick, but I think,
and they've got so many more problems.
Yeah.
I think you use the draft pick and go ahead and see if you can get yourself a franchise quarterback on a rookie deal and start building around him.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, Jackdog says Jimmy G will be a Seahawk next year. Is that something you want or something you think would be funny? They got Geno Smith.
I don't think that Jimmy's better than Geno last year. I don't think Jimmy's better than that.
Did the Seahawks find themselves out of the playoffs because of Geno Smith or something else? There's your answer.
No, yeah, I don't think so. I think they're a team that had a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and Geno played well enough to cover a lot of those problems. And then they drafted very well. I think they still need to have another good draft, another good free agency period. I think free agency starts on the 14th of March this year. They need another good year of that. and then they can start feeling like they're in a good spot. But I think Geno lifted them past where they thought they could,
All right, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Las Vegas Raiders, New York Jets, Houston Texans. CBS Sports says, well, those are probably your primary places where Jimmy Garoppolo could go. Are we forgetting someone?
The Green Bay Packers.
Well, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, then yes, automatically, I think that would be it. And that the thought process is, would Aaron Rodgers end up with the Raiders? Somebody's going to end up with the Raiders. Maybe Garoppolo. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers. I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere. Do you guys think there's any validity to him changing teams?
Well, I mean, I saw a clip of him on the Pat McAfee show, and obviously he's offended that the Green Bay is talking about his future without even talking to him about it. I mean, they're talking about
it's not the first time
we're going to trade. That we're open to trade. This, that, and the other. So he made it very clear on the Pat McAfee show. He's not very happy about that. And very soon he's going to make a decision on what he's going to do. If he is going to stay, I would say optimally the Raiders are the best fit for Aaron Rodgers, and his best chance at making the postseason again and possibly a Super Bowl.
He's got one thing to do, and he calls the Minnesota Vikings. That's
really.
Well,
because he's Aaron Rodgers, and just to be that way, just like Favre did, he should go to the Vikings.
Is that the Packers have made it abundantly clear he's not staying in the conference, much less the division. They're not trading him to another NFC team. If you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you pick up the phone for Aaron Rodgers, you're not getting him.
Yeah, he's not a free agent.
Yeah, so he would have to be a trade. So the Jets, if they like him, the Raiders, if they like him, but nobody else.
It'd be a lot more fun if he was a free agent.
It would be, yeah.
Skull, because he would do that. He would do that. Why do you think he dated somebody who looked exactly like Danica Patrick, who looked exactly like Olivia Wilde? You know what I'm saying? He's that kind of petty. I think he's that kind of. He's not going to end up with my Colts, right?
No.
I mean, not Aaron Rodgers. Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
Thank you.
No. Also in position to draft. You're not getting Jimmy.
I know. I'm just saying. I worry about these things. Like all of a sudden, the Colts have given up their pick for, Sam Darnold. Oh my God, that's what I worry about.
Do you think Ballard would do that?
God, I don't know anymore.
I
don't. See, here has been my theory. Randy's theory on Steve Keim. Dude's drinking, and that's why everything happened that happened. Now with my team, the Indianapolis Colts, Chris Ballard, he's a great GM. I think he drafts well, but I feel like he was under duress when they started bringing in all these has-been quarterbacks. Like Frank Reich was like, "Trust me, this is going to work," and Chris Ballard is like, "Okay," and Irsay's like, "Yeah," so he's like, "Okay."
And to be fair, there weren't a ton of options for them. When you're one quarterback away, you're kind of stuck in limbo a little bit. So when the coach says, "Hey, I vouch for this guy," and the owner's on board.
I can't wait to see Tom Brady's biography. I want to know if the Colts, because the rumors were pretty heavy that the Colts were the first team he looked at when he was leaving the Patriots. And the word was the Colts said, "No, thank you." And this is even after Andrew Luck had walked off.
Yeah, that was the Phil Rivers year.
If I find out that really is legit, I'm sending Chris Ballard a letter. And it's going to be written in poo.
Now, Jeffrey, don't take this the wrong way.
Maybe not my own poo, but somebody's poo.
Jeffrey's going to fling poo at him. But Jeffrey, don't take this the wrong way. But if Chris Ballard is such a great GM, then and you're saying that he stood back and allowed your head coach and your owner to bring in these two guys, so-called quarterbacks. Why? If I'm Chris Ballard and I'm this GM. And I feel like the owner and the head coach are usurping my authority. I'm going to stand up and say something. I'm going to do something.
I'm sure he did. He got over. He's like, okay, fine. There's sometimes you just can't argue with your boss. You're all right, you own the place.
For instance, the Titans are another team. John Robinson, the GM, just got removed from his job. I think he's a really good GM. I thought he did a really good job building in Tennessee with the Titans and taking a gamble on Ryan Tannehill when nobody else wanted to, and it worked out for him. But sometimes when you butt heads with ownership, if you still want to have your job, you might have to back down.
People got mortgages, man. I mean,
well, I got news for you. I mean, the way these guys get paid, I don't I don't know
Well,
how they could.
they're way bigger mortgages, but there's
Some-
mortgages.
Some people go, I started the process. I want to finish it. I don't want to be fired.
But if you're being usurped, it's the principle of the thing, man. You know, I would have to walk away at that point
I
and
have
say,
not been usurped in a long time.
So some people do. John Robinson did with the Titans, but Ballard clearly didn't, and that's just depending on your personality.
I don't know, because it just seems like what you open that door and you go down that hallway, you never come back from it. You'll always be the guy that has to stand down when somebody
Randy,
else says something.
You're clearly right? Because we've gone Rivers, we've gone Wentz, we've gone Ryan. There's 3 quarterbacks now where it's like it doesn't seem like any of those were Ballard's
you're not going to
Keep in mind, Jim Irsay's crazy.
You're not going to walk into Irsay's office and say, all right, now we've tried it your way. Because Irsay would say, excuse me?
I'm sure there was an end of the year conversation between Irsay and Ballard. Ballard went out in the press and said, I have failed. But I have a feeling if that were true, Irsay would have fired his ass. I think the conversation between Irsay and Ballard at the end of this was, you got to let me do this or I'm gone. We have a number 1 draft pick if we trade up. We have a number 4 draft pick if we don't. Either way, let me do my job or I'm out of here. There's plenty of teams out there who would probably jump at a chance to have Chris Ballard be their GM. I really believe that is what happened. I don't have any facts on that. Same way I don't have any facts that the Colts passed on Tom Brady. But if I find that one out, I'm going to get some poo, and I'm going to use it to write a letter. Be dog. I'll wear gloves. I'm not gross. I'll write a letter, and I'll mail it to Chris Ballard.
Whatever happened to Flings Poo Well?
I had a T-shirt that said that.
We have a texter that says that.
That was his name, and I haven't heard his name in a while either.
That's a good point. I don't know. Good question. No answer. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Terms and conditions apply. Visit ISSA online for details.
Tired of the 9-to-5 grind? Looking for something different that's flexible, fulfilling, and pays well? How'd you like to get paid to work out? Now you can with ISSA, the global leader in personal fitness certification.
There's a huge demand for certified personal trainers right now. And once you get ISSA certified, they guarantee you'll get a job. Trainers can make as much as $200 an hour. Yes, I said $200 an hour. And with ISSA, you can be certified in as little as 4 weeks. Just text BENCH to 323232 now to get started for free. You do everything at your own pace and 100% online.
Pursue your passion in specializations like yoga, nutrition, or strength training. Live life on your terms. Get certified and train like you want. Start your own business, work at a gym, or make health and fitness your side hustle. Whatever works for you. Just don't wait.
Get started today and be certified in as little as 4 weeks. Just text BENCH to 323232 right now to get started for free. Text the word BENCH to 323232. Text BENCH to 323232.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck?
Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store or at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I apologize. Sometimes I missed some of the texts, so we got to catch up on those. I don't do that on purpose. Well, maybe some of you. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says the Bears and the Cardinals need a franchise quarterback. The Bears have one, I believe, in Justin Fields. You're going to see me proved right, I believe, this coming season. And the next. So the Bears, just be patient.
He's promising and he's going into year 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see Bears fans complaining. It's like your whole offense outside of him is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't get better last year until basically the coaching staff was like, what if our whole offense was Justin Fields?
Yeah.
What if he throws it? What if he runs it? What if Justin Fields just does everything?
Well,
and then you actually started playing some good football.
And I think you can say the same thing about Kyler Murray. I mean, whoever becomes the head coach of this team, it's going to be a whole different ball of wax, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a
I've
whole
never
new...
seen a ball of wax.
Well, you're going to see one when we get a new head coach here. Am I too loud again?
A little bit.
Do I need it?
No, you're fine.
But you turn me
Would
down.
you stop talking about this on air?
But anyway, the bottom line is
I'm still dealing with the idea. I've never seen a ball of wax. I've seen like what comes out of my ears. I guess I can.
And there you go. That's a ball of wax.
Yeah, it's not proper wax.
You've
is
never
it?
taken wax from like a candle
and made a ball
and made a ball out of it.
Sounds like that would hurt.
See, one time my mom was burning a candle and I kept pouring it out and pouring it. I had a ball of wax that big right there.
Your mom was pouring wax on you?
No, it's not what I said.
That
I
sounds
said
like
my mom was
torture.
burning a
It's
candle.
child abuse.
And my mom was burning a candle and I poured the wax out and I made a ball of it. That's what I said.
Did it bounce?
No.
Why would you do this?
Because I was bored. It was something to do.
We really got screwed out of like the internet, iPads.
Yeah, we did.
Xboxes.
Remember, I came on the video games scene when it was just Pong.
Yeah, that
was it.
That was very exciting.
And because I was an only child, I had to play myself.
He had to play with
Oh,
himself.
man.
Randy White played with himself a lot when he was younger.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, Blissful Hayes said the Cardinals need a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was going there. Okay,
You are correct.
Okay, you might be right now because we've had this broken system in here. Remember, everybody was like, "Oh, where's the air raid? Where's the air raid? Where's the air raid?" And then Kyler and Cliff are fighting each other on the field on national television and on local television. I mean, it was getting out of hand. Now, if we can get the right guy in here, I think you will see a change in Kyler Murray. I think you will see the talent he possesses.
Because we did see it briefly, like for one shining year.
Why are you doing that?
This is me not holding my breath. Mr. Wilbur says, I'm a longtime Cardinal season ticket holder. Now do you know who he is? What are you talking about?
What?
Who is? Wilbur is absolutely drinking today.
And a lot.
Not going to read this from a Sunspot. Going to move on. Kiss the Cook says, Jimmy G in New York, the second coming of Joe Namath.
Well, I could be a good fit.
He could pull that off probably.
And nobody cares about the Jets. So you
And-
can't hurt him.
Jimmy.
Well, there is
ironically
one
enough-
guy that cares about the Jets.
I know that's why I said it.
and Jimmy wouldn't get caught in scandal because Jimmy doesn't really go out.
Oh, he goes out just with porn stars.
Mm-hmm. He wakes up under a pile of them.
Yeah.
But that would just be at his house. You just wouldn't have to leave for that.
I don't believe that about the porn stars. I have never seen a herp on his lips. You know what I mean?
But he
I've
was
never seen it.
But I forget what tabloid it was. He was having dinner with one.
Yeah,
when he
one
was-
time, a long time ago, he took a lot of crap for it. And he's just kind of like, all right, going to do these things on the DL for now on.
I'm just saying, if you have dinner with one, I mean, it's not just one. Also, porn stars get tested a lot. I'm pretty sure
maybe
that's
he had that dinner with that one. It was like,
How do you know
wow,
this
this
stuff,
was a
Keon?
mistake.
How do you know this stuff, Keon?
How many porn stars
There-
have you
there-
had dinner with?
Yeah.
Listen, just because me and Jimmy G roll in the same circles,
What?
all right?
I want to
know
know
some of the same people.
What does that mean? Is that like
I
porn star
just-
talk? Rolling in the same circle?
You know what? I
sounds
plead
filthy.
the fifth.
Doesn't it?
Does. So he's been fifth, five. Keon has had dinner with 5 porn stars.
Uh-huh. In a circle.
Ooh.
Have you been on it? Have you
Ooh,
been on a
well,
movie?
okay, not in
Have
a
you
circle.
Come on, Keon.
Ooh.
Have you been in a movie?
Well, no, because that's a really good way to not have a career.
Ooh.
But no circles. What circles? No circles happened.
Uh-huh.
That's nasty.
I
Um,
agree. That's why it didn't happen.
What were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Bruno Baller says, what about the Titans? They'd be a good fit for Aaron Rodgers.
Would they?
Better tighten up.
Okay, sure, Bruno. Sure.
Would they?
All right, Bruno. Big George says, question for Randy. I heard today the long dead woolly mammoth will make its return from extinction in 2027, according to Colossal, the biotech company actively working to reincarnate that ancient beast. What college do you think should adopt the woolly mammoth as a sports mascot when it does return? Why is this a question for Randy? And why is this a question at all? It's got to be a northern school, right? Mesa Community College.
No, they're the artichokes.
Exactly. Mesa Community College. No, the Artichokes is Scottsdale Community College.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MCC is the Fighting Mormons. I think they
No,
could be.
I don't think that's it.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
MCC. I'm looking it up.
I
That's
don't
not
think
it.
MCC.
Aren't they the Thunderbirds?
Mesa Community College doesn't even have a mascot. The Thunderbirds. No, I don't think so. I have no idea. Everybody's Googling now. This is what the show has become today. So weird. We're all Googling.
Thunderbird.
Yeah, no, it's the woolly mammoth now. There you
No.
go.
I
Mesa
think-
Community College,
I
woolly
think-
mammoth.
I think NAU should be the woolly mammoths.
I like how we're doing Jurassic Park, but we're going after something we think we could take.
Well, of course, because that was
You think
always
you could take a woolly mammoth
I mean, look, a
rocket
mammoth
launcher.
woolly mammoth would destroy everything.
with an
but
F-16, maybe?
You could take out a woolly mammoth with enough C4.
I always wondered this when I
Aren't
was
they
a kid.
bigger than like
First
an
off,
elephant, like a regular elephant,
of
like an
course.
African elephant?
Several times larger.
You got an elephant gun.
That's
so
what I
then-
mean.
Then you get a bazooka.
You get it.
An
You get a
elephant
bigger
gun?
elephant gun.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I wore out the VHS on Jurassic Park. I watched that movie way too many times. However,
That's exactly what these guys are doing.
the one thing
that
that
and
I
some porn movie called Circles.
no, that is not true.
Starring Keanu Rose.
That is not true. So, one thing I always wondered when I was a kid was why on earth, if you could resurrect dinosaurs, would you ever bring back a T-Rex?
So here's how it goes, man. We all get in a circle together. You know the rest.
Ooh.
That's the trailer for Circle, starring Keanu Rose.
And we're hippies. How does that work?
Well, come on now.
That's the voice you use.
I don't know how to imitate you.
It's a hippie love fest when Keanu Rose.
You're also acting in the movie. Okay, so that's you acting.
That's what I'm saying. In the movie, are we hippie? I don't know. I didn't get the
a
script.
throwback porno. That's
Apparently,
right.
the director gave you the
Here's
script before he
Keanu
gave me
Rose
the
wearing
script. I'm just
some-
asking
Some
questions.
bell bottoms. He's wearing some of those colored octagonal glasses. Hey man, we're gonna get naked and sit in a circle. You in?
I don't know. Is it a Scooby-Doo parody? I have
I'm
no idea
thinking-
what's going on here.
I'm thinking you have the acting range to pull that off, so to speak.
I mean,
Tonight, Velma and Scooby get crazy with Keanu.
Oh no!
Oh, so now you're bringing dogs in?
Oh, no.
That's enough. We're done. We're done.
Ugh.
I'm out. That's deep web stuff right there. I don't need that. Woof. Blissful Hayes thinks the Cardinals should sign Trey Lance. I don't think they're going to have an opportunity to do that, Blissful Hayes.
Seeing as how he's not a free agent.
Bruno Baller says that Keon's porn name would be Keon Kong in that industry. Keon Kong?
That's
slotting down planes with his wiener.
I don't understand either. That industry has named people worse, I guess. I don't know.
I think he could use his real name.
I would rather not.
Silver Pop says, how about Kyler there puts on his big man pants there, right? You know, and grows up and be's a team player. Tired of hearing Cardinals need to find a coach that can reach Kyler. He's getting paid a lot of money for them to find a coach or therapist to make this little guy buck up and want to be a team player.
Yeah, sure. Listen,
good text, Silver Pop.
I agree with you. And I would love to live in the fantasy world where Kyler Murray's head is out of his ass from the beginning. However,
part of the circle.
Wow. Are we back on porn again?
Kyler, it's not that kind of circle. Kyler,
we aren't. I'd love to live in that world. However, we live in the world where Kyler is who he is. Okay, he is the guy who got paid and according to some of his teammates, started acting like a different guy. That's the Kyler you have. So you need to hire a coach to get to the Kyler you have. You don't have a different guy.
Should never paid him that much.
Well, okay, but you paid him.
Should have never done that.
Well, he's got the money now. So
hey, Cardinals, we warned you because we can be honest with you because we don't get paid to just blow sunshine up your keisters. We here at 1580 The Fanatic, we're screaming. First, don't take Kyler Murray. Second, don't pay Kyler Murray. We tried to warn you, Mr. Bidwell. We can be trusted. We have your best interest at heart. We are honest with you. Those other guys lied to your face. You should be on our station. Just saying something for the next contract time.
Yeah.
Just saying. 888-368-1580. Berg says Randy's favorite band, War Rant. Oh, Warrant.
Yeah.
It took me a second there. I can't even tell you a song Warrant does. Do you know?
Isn't that the She's My Cherry Pie? Isn't that Warrant? Songs by Warrant.
You know, that just made me want Hostess Cherry Pie. Oh, those are good. Hostess lemon pies are good too. I like those. Miss Wilbur says, how did Tom Arnold track down Roseanne Barr? Elephant gun. Why are we doing Roseanne Barr jokes, Wilbur?
Yeah, see, they did. They did cherry pie.
Wilbur, it's 2023. I feel like,
I saw an ad that this Roseanne Barr chick's doing another special, and it was promoted by Fox News. So Okay.
Good luck. They also did one called Heaven. I don't know.
Heaven.
I don't know that one.
I'm in heaven.
I get the feeling that if they did a song called Heaven, it didn't sound like that. Yeah.
I sound just like the lead singer of Warrant now.
I think you do. Yeah. You're spot on.
So enough about old Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's talk about Odell Beckham Jr.
All right.
Odell Beckham Jr. for a minute there towards the end of the regular season. His name was popping up everywhere. We should get Odell over here. And he was on tour, and that's when he had his little mishap on the airplane where he was acting the fool. And suddenly the Odell Beckham Jr. talk died down until now, when the Chiefs broke all their wide receivers for the most part, and so now, there's Odell Beckham Jr. You can go get him and bring him in. He's a free agent and let him play. Maybe it would help. The Chiefs have said, thank you, but no, thank you. Not interested. We're comfortable. The players we have, even though we've had a bunch of injuries, we got chemistry. We're good here. So are they making a mistake or good idea?
No, I think it's a good idea.
Stay out of the Odell Beckham Jr. business.
I think it also creates a dangerous precedence if you're going to hire this guy to come in for the Super Bowl. I think there should be some sort of rule against adding teammates that have not been there during the regular season.
Oh, I disagree. For
the Super Bowl?
If you have a free agent, let's say we've seen it before, somebody gets hurt and you got a position like a kicker or you got a this or that. I think that if there's somebody who's a free agent and they're not, go for it. Free agent, the trade deadline was back there. Free agent, you can sign anytime you want. Remember, Gronk just shows up. Hey, buddy, I'm ready to play. Hey, give Gronk a call, Chiefs. I don't know.
I think it sets a bad precedent.
What do you think, Keon?
Yeah, I think that they're doing the smart thing there
because it's Odell Trainwreck Jr.
Yeah, he doesn't fit the culture of their team. He's about Odell's about Odell, and I don't have a problem with that for him. But that means when you go to a team like Kansas City, that's about the team.
Yeah,
one of the things that they gained when they moved on from Tyreek Hill was they became even more team oriented. Mahomes is their leader, but that's a team, and I just don't know that Odell fits that. And of course, what's he going to do in a couple of weeks to really learn the playbook to really help them? I don't know. He just doesn't seem like a Kansas City fit. And if you're going to go into the Super Bowl with the team that you have, with the guys that you can trust, that you know.
Well, there is another suitor still hanging around, waiting to see him get ready to play, and that's Jerry Jones. The Cowboys say they are still interested in Odell Beckham Jr., and Jerry Jones says, I'm absolutely interested. Woo, we brought in Odell for a visit, and he wasn't ready to play. I say, hey, boy, you got yourself out there. You get ready to play. Come on back. We'll have a talk. I like Odell. Oh, I do.
I love Jerry. I love Jerry.
He doesn't know many things, I think. He knows how to make money.
That's true.
But you put Odell Beckham Jr. on there. Is that a cancer or is that a twin brother to the personality of, say, Ezekiel Elliott?
Yes.
Yeah, he fits the Dallas culture a whole lot better because you can be an individual star in Dallas and still somehow not be bigger than the team. The brand will always be bigger than you.
Talking about stars, talking about the amount of crazy that can be contained in one building.
Well, with that, I mean,
Zeke ain't right. Odell ain't right.
Jerry drafted
Jerry
Des
ain't right.
Bryant.
Des Bryant was never right.
Michael Irvin, who was great but also not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the MO of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, but
that's what they're about.
Whatever reason, they are still interested in Odell Beckham Jr., I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of his knee. I think they did the examination on him. They feel like his knee is not ready yet. And I think that Odell Beckham Jr., if he goes and plays in the Super Bowl, I think it's a bad thing because now the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, come on. He's not going to fit. You're exactly right, Keanu. He's not going to go in that locker room and fit in. Oh, he might go in and fake it for a while, for 2 weeks.
So I think a lot of us agree that the Cowboys letting Amari Cooper go to the Browns was a huge mistake and could have made a big difference in their season.
100%.
I said so at the time.
100%.
That was dumb. That you need a number 2 if you're going to have CeeDee Lamb. There's got to be a second guy there, and unfortunately, Michael Gallup's been injured.
The problem is Michael Gallup's been injured, and Jerry has overpaid Dak, and he's overpaid Zeke. So now he's financially in a situation where I don't think he could pay Amari Cooper because he didn't have the coins left to pay him.
So Jerry Jones is saying, "Oh, that's fine. We got a lot of good stuff for Amari. I don't regret that at all. We're going to get a lot of good stuff." Okay. What were the draft picks? Because I still feel like you're missing a piece, and you were in a playoff, and you know what I'm saying? You what are you doing? So his response to that is, we are trying to win in the long run, where the Eagles are just trying to win right now. That's how he's comparing himself to the Eagles.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He said that with his mouth.
You mean the Eagles, who have been to 3 Super Bowls in the last 25 years, whereas you have been to no NFC title games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the long run, the Eagles aren't in for the long run. Yeah. Also,
Jerry's in his own little world.
Two 5th-round picks, a 6th-round swap.
That was worthless.
And I understand Cooper had a big contract, and to Randy's point, that's one reason why they had to move on from him was that with Zeke and Dak. You're paying Amari Cooper a bunch of money. At some point, CeeDee Lamb's not going to be on the rookie deal either. You're going to have to pay him. You're getting to the point where your cap space is being taken up by like four skill position guys. Where do you pay everybody else? Micah Parsons is a star. You're going to have to pay him eventually. It's just, it's getting very costly for them because they haven't put their money into the right position groups. And the ones that they have, like quarterback, they put too much money into that position.
If they'd been more reasonable there, they could have kept around Amari Cooper, and they would have gone farther this year. They had the pieces where they could have gone farther.
Yeah, they're a talented team. They're a deep team too, but it's just not at wide receiver, and that's why they're in that position. Which is why maybe Odell's not the worst choice for them. For them,
the crazy team,
if they can keep him in control. Like there are only a handful of places I really think he could go and be really successful and not a complete headache. And I think Dallas is one.
I feel like Dallas may be the only place that's even thinking about him. Quiet Cannon says, I heard Odell is a good teammate. He's a good team player for the Rams. Just saying. He can hold it together for brief amounts of time, and then something weird happens, and he starts making out with a kicking machine or something. I don't know. Swave Dave wants to know, can you sign somebody for a 1-game contract? Yeah, sure. Yeah, as long as they're a free agent, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's no rules on that. It's only about the free agency rules and also, the trade deadline. That's the only thing that prohibits you.
The players' union has to agree to that contract as well. So
why would they not?
It's not like Odell could just walk in.
Hey, I'd like to play the Super Bowl with these guys. Is that all right? Go ahead, kid. Go ahead.
I mean, what I'm saying is the Chiefs go, okay, Odell, we're going to bring you in for the veteran minimum. That's that's 500. Let's say it's $550,000 for 1 game. Okay, I'll do that. And then the union's going to go, time.
I don't think the union would get in the way of that. I really don't. Do you?
I mean, only because Randy mentioned the precedent earlier. Only if you have the precedent where a team could just sign a guy and then some player who's just, your average Joe's just getting replaced right before the Super Bowl. You go, well, my opportunity to get paid was here, and now I don't have that opportunity.
Well, that's based on injury, and that person who has been injured will be getting paid anyway. So it's not replacing somebody's pay. This isn't replacing somebody who's not as good a player. This is replacing somebody who's on the IR. You're bringing somebody in to fill in. You're not bringing in somebody to replace.
The Chiefs have a bunch of guys who are injured, but they're not on the IR.
Somebody needs to be. Jet says Jerry Jones is a complete idiot when it comes to him paying players and acting like the GM, but he's brilliant when it comes to marketing his team. He's also done more for individual NFL players than any other team owner has. Most of the benefits the players get now were drafted by Jerry Jones and approved by the league because of the way he approached it. Interesting. It's a good point, Jet. And we got to take a break. So we come back, more NFL stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks VapoRub. Vicks VapoRub sends powerful medicated Vicks vapors right to the source of your, so you can experience cough relief and breathe easier.
Generations of families have trusted Vicks VapoRub to help relieve the worst cold symptoms. So next time you have a cough, reach for the Vicks VapoRub. Vicks VapoRub. Cough relieving is believing.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Who went in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best. Tee it up at the 2023 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 6th through the 12th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament information at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
That's WMPhoenix.com.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, do we ever answer the question, was that really Damar Hamlin up there in the booth, or was that an actor? I'm pretty sure it was him. I don't know why they would lie about that.
Why is there so much speculation about Damar Hamlin? I mean, what's the situation?
People thought that really wasn't him up there.
Well, I mean, I've heard the stories on the Twitter that it's not really him. He's a clone now.
Yeah, I don't think they've cloned him.
I don't. Why was that ever a question?
Because at that game, the shot from the TV, there was blizzard conditions. You couldn't really see him very well. Usually they get a shot of a GM who's sitting there in there. You could see him. Whenever they go to him, it was too blurry, or he had his hat down or whatever. And everybody was just kind of like, maybe they're just trying to pretend like that's him, like, remember in the Beatles, they're like, Paul was dead. And everybody's, that's not Paul. They brought in a different guy to pretend to be Paul. Those sort of dumb conspiracies and stuff. Damar Hamlin up there in there, did we find out if that was really him? I think it was really him, but they're saying it wasn't really him.
It was him.
It's such a low stakes conspiracy. He's capable of watching football games.
Mm-hmm.
It's Buffalo. They filmed it from outside the booth in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was a thing. But then, of course, Damar Hamlin, he did come out on a video a while ago, and he's like, hey, it's really me. And he's like, well, here's my new thing. My thing used to be trying to collect toys for them kids. And then what did they get the money up to on that? 5 million, 6 million? I can't remember. But his toy charity just got a crap ton of money. Yeah, I
remember that.
So now he's on to a new thing.
8.6 mil.
Wow. $8.6 million to get toys for kids. And now that has gone from being a community thing, he says, to being nationwide. Well, now he says, well, there's a new thing he wants to try to get done here. And this isn't even really about money. He says this is called the Damar Hamlin 3 for Heart Challenge. Step 1, watch a 1-minute video and learn hands-only CPR at heart.org/3.
Great idea.
Step 2, if you want to put some money in this, donate to the American Heart Association for CPR training and other programs.
Excellent.
Step 3, challenge 3 others to do the same. So learn CPR and help other people learn CPR. That is now one of his new directions. And he got things going. He's like, all right, Michelle Obama, LeBron James, and Tom Brady, I'm challenging you 3 to do that.
Well, good for him.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's awesome.
I believe they'll all have someone do that for them.
Tom's got plenty of time on his hands now.
So in the past, other people have done this. The Saints and the Packers have provided dozens of AEDs to like the local communities use for youth recreational facilities, stuff like that. In case these things happen, because a lot of times we've heard of these things happening to kids getting hit in the chest with like a baseball or something.
Yeah.
So, with all this, what he's trying to achieve with advanced, enhanced CPR training and having the AEDs around, just trying to do a greater awareness. So that's another thing. Damar Hamlin, he didn't have to do that.
And when it happened to him, he was in the best place it could possibly happen, which is an NFL stadium.
He was a benefit of the AED. He was a benefit of people who knew CPR.
Yeah. So, for youth sports where obviously you don't have the cameras, the money, the ambulances on hand, if somebody in the crowd knows CPR, if somebody has an AED, you could save somebody's life, especially a kid.
That's, it's a good thing. And I was talking to my wife the other day. She was looking at me and she's like, we should take some CPR classes.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, you keep feeding me the steak. Yeah, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. By we, I mean you. So, that's a pretty smart use of your time to learn a way to save somebody's life.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Yeah.
I've got some other, I got a smart thing and a dumb thing. What do you want to hear first?
Let's go with the smart thing.
The smart thing. This was too smart probably for this person, but this guy, some 22-year-old guy, he met the dream girl. You ever have that moment where you meet a girl? I married mine, you meet a girl and you're like, she's the one.
Mm-hmm. Happened to me about 5 years ago.
And I know people in, my circles, they've had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, Keon. Anyway.
Although George is trying though.
Well, George is
more than I want.
Is
honestly
working very hard to try to set Keon up with someone he's not interested in. But this is actually pretty smart. It's a brilliant way to find out if somebody is really into you. Some 22-year-old guy met his dream girl at a bar, and she says, "Okay, let's find out if you really, really are into me." Gave him part of her phone number, and I got a picture of it right here on the thing there. If you're watching, and let me just tell you what it says for the people on radio. It says, call me on the napkin, 512-3*1-2*04, Jackie. And she says, trust me, I'm worth it. And so now he has only partial number to try to track her down. So he started calling. He went sequentially. He was sitting there doing his best to try to call her. And so, there's 100 possible combinations of that, by the way. It's not as bad as you think. There's 100 possible combinations of that phone number with only 2 numbers changed out of it. And so his cousin, I guess, he told his cousin, he's like, oh my God, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to work, man. And he thought it'd be fun. Right. And so, he started to go, but he kind of gave up. And his cousin was like sad and felt bad for him because he wasn't smart. And
because he wasn't smart.
Well, right. Okay. Let me explain. His cousin tweets about it because he a lot of people were like, oh, that's nice. And then some said, well, man, she's too demanding. That's high maintenance. I mean, that's kind of a jerk move to make you have to work to get the number, right? And so I guess when he and this gal were at the bar, they bonded over true crime shows, and he bragged he can always solve the crime before it ends. So that was like, well, okay, well, here's the challenge. missing digits. So she wasn't being a jerk or nothing. So the cousin posted, I guess the girl, Jackie, saw him posting, and I guess the cousin said, well, he's gone through 50 numbers, but he still has 50 more to try. And so the girl says, I guess he's not as clever as he thinks. Give me his number. I'm taking over the operation. So the girl still wants to see him, but would you go through and dial all those damn numbers? Would you do that? If you met a girl at the bar and you're like, yeah, I really like this girl, dream girl, but I got to call 100 different numbers to find her.
It depends on how motivated that he really is. He said she was the one for him.
Said she was his dream girl.
And so then you put the work in.
I guess, yeah. It doesn't happen very often. Not if it's me, I'm not Alan Turing. So I don't.
Well, Alan Turing, he would be wanting to meet a man at the bar, but
fair
still.
Enough. But I'm not decoding things. All right. That's
right.
That's my point.
Well, I took away the poor guy having to put up with all that discrimination in the movie.
Yeah.
The brilliance part was pretty obvious. Anyway, so you wouldn't do that? You wouldn't sit there and call the numbers?
No.
Would you feel like, you know what? That's just sort of a mean thing.
It depends, though. If you're the kind of person that believes in soulmates and all that, then go for it. You have to, right?
What do you say, Randy? Would you call the number 100 different times?
I mean, yeah, probably. Sure. If she was my quote unquote dream girl, sure. Fortunately, I didn't have to work that hard.
If she's really your dream girl, is she going to make you work that hard?
Well, I mean, listen, a line in a bar is cheap news. Anybody that I applaud her for making the guy do some work. I mean, not just handing out the phone number and seeing what happens. I mean, make this guy work for it.
I think if she had given him an actual puzzle, that would have been more clever than just
his fingers be stuck in something. I can't get it out.
As opposed to, here is 100 possible numbers you could call.
Hey,
because his thing was the crime show thing. Well, that's usually there's a mystery you can solve. This is just call all the numbers. That's not very clever to me. I don't know.
Well, worse, if you're the girl, he gave up after 50 and he's like, well, I got to take a break. If you really she's worth it, you just get it done until it's done.
Yeah.
And you've gone 50, which means the chance of the next 50, taking all of the next 50, very low chance mathematically. This is going to take 50 more tries, unless those are all both nines, right?
I guess, yeah. I just think with that, it's just one of those things where, you're sitting there dialing all these numbers. I worked for literally one day as a telemarketer. And after a certain point of bothering people who do not want to talk to you, it's very discouraging. I could see you going, you know what? After 50 of these, I'll pick it up in a couple of weeks.
Is Jackie there? Click. Is Jackie there? Click.
And then, of course, you call, maybe one of those numbers, you call somebody and it's a guy and you ask for Jackie and it's like, oh, who's asking for Jackie? Oh, I'm not asking for Jackie. I was just, like what all kinds of misunderstandings are happening. It's not just click every time. It's probably a bunch of verbal abuse along the way of calling people that don't want to talk to you. How did you get this number? All that stuff.
I do wonder, would she be worth it? Would she actually be worth that?
Well, I mean, bottom line is he said with his own lips, she's my dream girl.
And if that's how he feels,
then he needs to put the work in. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says, I met my mad teen crush in 2008, Cheryl Ladd. It turns out she was the Caucasian version of my mother, though. I couldn't even bring myself to take a picture with her. I don't understand what that means.
Is that a riddle? I don't understand
either. Boomer Sooner says, who's Alan Turing, Keon? Yes, I would call. Might meet somebody else, too, along the way. That's some optimism by Boomer Sooner.
There you go.
Turing is the guy who solved the Enigma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in World War II. The mathematician, he was, that's a sad story, it's a good story and a bad story altogether. What was the name of the movie?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
But
it had Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiger Paws says, yes, the conspiracy theorists wanted to say he died from COVID vaccinations and that they're faking it, his being alive. Are you kidding me? God. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name is Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
One trip down Scottsdale Road, and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without a show? Well, Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily till 6 p.m. and enjoy the outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for the open, the big game, or just the great Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com. Or call 480-607-1114.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
The Big Lombardi Trophy. The live radio broadcast of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 on the Fanatic is presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Harmon Solar, IQ Wealth Management, Hemingway e-bike. Don't miss a moment of the action and excitement of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57. Live from Glendale on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL. Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Big Kev, I don't know what you're talking about, but the answer is yes. He says, hey, guys, any news on if the Fanatic will carry the 2023 NASCAR season? Well, yeah. Absolutely. We are your home for NASCAR. We will have more Motor Racing Network broadcasts again this year. In fact, this coming Sunday, we've got the Clash. So be sure and tune in for that. It says, any idea and if there's a local Valley radio station that might be airing the Clash this Sunday? Well, if it wasn't us, I wouldn't tell you. But it is us. So you can tune in at, 2:30? Yeah, 2:30 on Sunday. We've even preempted the Pro Bowl games broadcast from Westwood One for the Clash. That should tell you how we feel about the Pro Bowl games.
I have breaking news.
Oh my God.
Newsflash.
Break that news.
According to Bleacher Report, There has been an arrest warrant issued for Joe Mixon on aggravated assault charges.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get the Twitter page up now, but this was just coming out just a few minutes ago after he allegedly pointed a gun at a woman and threatened her.
Wow.
According to Bleacher Report on Twitter, and there was a couple of other sources I wanted to confirm first.
Pointed a gun.
Yeah, it is also running on Sports Illustrated and Yahoo News and some other places if you don't trust the Bleacher.
So this just happened just 5 minutes ago.
Wow. Well, I get, sometimes not going to the Super Bowl puts people in a bad mood.
So this would be the second incident for Mr. Mixon involved with ladies and in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
So
guess we didn't believe him the first time.
I guess not. But yeah, that's not good news if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's certainly not good news if you're Joe Mixon.
If that's true about Joe Mixon, then Joe Mixon could use some fixing.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Nice. You just came up with that. Wow.
No, that's a Dead Milkman sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Mojo Nixon. But that's, I don't think he ever pointed a gun at anyone.
Yeah. So there you have it. Joe Mixon in trouble.
You ever heard that song?
No.
Dead Milkman?
I can't say that I have.
Punk Rock Girl?
I can't say that I have.
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's such a good song. I mean, it's probably not appropriate talking about an assault, maybe, but that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Mm.
So, well, let's hear it. The Jet says, I'm guessing it's probably not good news for that woman either, huh?
Aggravated.
Well, yeah, of course.
Aggravated menacing is now what they're saying.
Menacing.
Aggravated menacing.
Well, different states, different places have different rules. Some places you point a gun at somebody, it's assault. Some places you point a gun at somebody, it's a laugh. It just depends on the state and where you are.
Yeah.
With that sort of thing.
And that's an Ohio one.
Oh, then yeah, menacing. Yeah. See, it sounds like an Ohio thing. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye on that for no apparent reason other than it's sad.
Sorry to bring the show down.
Yeah. That's okay. We got plenty of good stuff to talk about. Don't you worry. And I knew somebody would bring this up. As the movie says, don't be a menace to society. No, we're not going to that movie. The Pro Bowl game skill competition's on. Is there radio coverage of that?
No, we're still on, so
no. We would have aired it. Any chance to get off early? All they offered us is what was on Sunday. So sorry. He says, are you guys getting off early today for an arrest warrant? No, we're not getting off early for that either. Against the Spread says, I feel sorry for that pathetic fool from the last hour who had to break Francis Bacon's code to link up some drunken flapper he met at a bar. She's probably messing with him for entertainment. He needs a slump buster and maybe some confidence. Public service message, fellas. Always secure the digits and call 7 to 10 business days later. Okay, get Spread. I got to stop you there. You have given us great advice about a great many things. If a girl gives you her number, don't call her that minute, or you call her that minute to make sure her phone rings. But like the next afternoon is fine. You don't have to play a game where you wait 3 days or 5 days. There's no set rule. Yeah, she gives you her number. The next day, or you feel like, give her a call. You don't have to play coy. It's not like she's gonna be like, oh my God, he called me the next day. Wasn't he some sort of psycho? I gave him my phone number. No, she gave you the phone number. She'd call her. So
yeah, she wanted you to call. That's why she gave it to you.
Yeah. So you don't have to play that game. Right there. So, but yeah, there's also the chance the woman is just messing with you, and that was never her real number anyway.
There is that chance.
He gets through all the numbers. It's like, oh,
oh no.
Yeah, he called 100 numbers. It was the wrong number.
Oh, now I get it. Oh boy. So Randy, you remember the schmuck, right?
Yes, the
Matt
dental
Rule.
schmuck. Yeah.
Well, he went off and he got himself a job.
Yes.
And with Nebraska
Cornhuskers. Yeah.
And so now here's the deal, though. He's suing the Panthers for his past money.
No, you don't say.
Buyout.
Okay.
So here's what happened. So the Panthers fired the schmuck, And then Smock immediately got a job. What is he doing? Is he like the head coach or is he just the offensive coordinator?
No, he's the head coach. Yeah.
All right. So Matt Rule goes from the NFL back to college. And so the Panthers were like, oh, good. That's great. That lets us off the hook. Why? Well, we were going to have to pay his contract, which is $8.5 million a year. He went to Nebraska, got an 8-year deal with a base value, $74 million. That's an average of what? $9.25 million.
Okay.
So the Panthers like, we're off the hook. Rule does not agree. Rule says that the first year of his Nebraska contract pays $5.5 million in the first year and then goes up to $12.5 million. So, they should be still paying him $3 million.
And he's suing.
Yes.
For it, if I believe correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cliff Kingsbury is somewhere in Thailand
and
collecting money from the Bidwells.
Well, and he maybe or maybe not. There could be an issue with that if he's not actively trying to find other employment. That might void that contract because that is also written in when there's buyouts involved.
Yeah.
So I don't care about that. But in this situation, Matt Rule wants that $3 million. Technically, I kind of think he's right.
He is. I think he's doing this on the principle of the thing, but B, I've heard a couple of interviews with him since he's been fired. It sounds like he bleeping hates the Panthers. He went in, he said he had a great interview. He said that when he talked to David Tepper, the owner, he said, I need 3 to 5 years to turn this thing around. Next thing you know, they're going after Sam Darnold. They're going after a bunch of Baker Mayfield because David Tepper all of a sudden wants to win right away. And he goes, well, that's not fair. When I talked to you, we had a 3-year plan mapped out and you tore up my plan. So he doesn't seem like he likes the Panthers very much. And if they owe him $3 million, if they owed him 50 cents, he would sue for it.
Well, that doesn't seem to make sense. 50 cents.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't
for
think
50 cents. Come on.
Just to absolutely inconvenience his lawyers just to do it. He doesn't like them.
Well, at this point, the Smock is right. If you ask me, I'm not sure what a judge is going to say because they're going to look at the entirety and say, well, come on, you're about to make $74 million. Okay.
But that's not the deal. The deal is the buyout says he's going to make his payment and his first year is not making that payment. So I think the Panthers are on the hook.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should be. If it's in the contract, respect the contract. What's the big deal about that?
Absolutely.
D'Amico Ryans is going to work for a team he sued himself once for not obeying the bounds of a contract. When he got hurt. So that is one little thing that kind of hangs in the back of my head that is troubling about D'Amico Ryans going to the Texans.
He used to play. It's a business. They always tell you that. And they treat you like that when you're in the league. You get hurt, they cut you. It's just that cut and dry. So I sued you because you breached the contract. But yeah, if I go back, I'll work for you again. Having sued you and knowing that if you do it again, I'll sue you again.
Make me uneasy to go back to work for somebody that I had to sue to make them do the right thing. What makes you think they're going to treat you any better? In fact, now they're going to work even harder to legally screw you within the language of any kind of a contract. You better have just as good of lawyers as they have because they are planning to get you.
And I think with D'Amico is maybe he doesn't think that any agent isn't out to get you. I mean, it's when you have friends around the league, you think you're the only guy who's ever been screwed over in a contract before. So like you work for the Texans because that job is a good fit for you. You used to play there. And so the culture and all of that stuff, but you go somewhere else. Do you trust those owners more? I don't think so.
You just got to have a really, really, really good lawyer.
CYA, man.
But I don't know if you can afford as good a lawyer as somebody who owns an NFL team. I don't remember. Did he win that lawsuit? D'Amico Ryans won that, right?
I think he did.
Or at least they settled or something. He didn't walk away with nothing on that, right? Pretty sure. 888-368-1580. All right, so let's talk about some rules since we're talking about rules of contract, let's talk about some rules of the actual game. Bill Belichick, not too long ago, came out and said, coaches,
here we go,
should always be able to challenge, and, even if it's inside the 2 minutes. A little red flag that's in my pants. Not that one.
Generally in his sock, right? I mean, he usually pulls it out of his sock.
He's a sock guy.
Made a joke there.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't hear that.
You didn't change your voice at all. We couldn't tell.
Oh no, you roll it back, play it faster.
Oh, okay.
You could tell.
All right.
Yeah. Rules are rules. The rules. Competition committee and league votes on rules. So,
very deep. Yeah.
Well, whatever they are, that's what they are. I think, provided the team has a challenge, and should have an opportunity to challenge really in any play.
You about done here, Bill?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
No, I'm done.
Just wanted to know if I needed to pinch myself to wake up.
I should be able to challenge anything. Do we agree? Should the coach be able to challenge even inside the 2 minutes?
Yes,
if they don't agree?
Yes.
Because there's still some stuff that when it gets to be inside of 2 minutes, they won't review it. Yeah, I mean if the coach is able to challenge at 2 minutes and 1 second left in the half, and the same thing happens with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go in the half, why wouldn't he be able to challenge that?
Yeah, I don't understand the cutoff. I don't understand. I didn't understand that either.
I get the 2 minute drill is like a different tempo, but it's the same game.
And it's one flat. You get one challenge.
Yeah, it doesn't change the number of challenges. It doesn't change the stuff you're allowed to challenge. So it doesn't make any sense to cut it off at 2 minutes. It really doesn't.
Against the Spread says, congratulations to the NFL for a fantastic week on the police blotter. Kidnapping, rape, assault, firearm charges, and Kellen Winslow, the serial rapist of the homeless woman, wants an early release from prison because of the CTE. All right. NFL needs its own publication of Slammer, like the Maricopa County Sheriff's Department had. Remember that? Slammer.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not exactly a banner week for the NFL.
And this is the worst time for that to happen. There's nothing to distract you. There's no you call Dan Snyder up and asked him to add a second mascot or something. I don't know. There's nothing to distract you.
No, you're right. As Bill Belichick would say. And
oh boy,
I want you to have
we go again.
I want you to have a good summer, but remember, don't point guns at people until after after the draft.
Yes.
Don't. It's important.
After the draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just Robert Kraft wants.
I wasn't done.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Bill.
Thank you. Well, now I'm done.
Oh, now you're done. Okay. Robert Kraft wants to make Tom Brady a Patriot again to retire. Well,
that's
maybe that would be a distraction.
That's troubling, though. Here's why. The word on the street is that Tom Brady, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get out of some cap burden, he needs to re-sign with them and then leave, so that it goes from being like an $11 million cap hit to a $1 million cap hit. So he has to re-sign with them into the season, I think. And so he can't go sign that with Bob Kraft and end up hosing over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or he can if he just doesn't care.
Yeah, I just
that's
think
a jerk thing to do. He's taken pay cuts to help teams before. I don't think he's going to be screwing people over on his way out the door, right?
I don't think so. And football is a fraternity, is a brotherhood. Do you really want that to be the way that people remember you? Yeah, Tom Brady could have retired this way to get us out of $11 million of a cap hit next year and the year after. But instead, he just went back to New England and left us holding a $22 million dead money back on our salary.
Hey, no, this is what you get for not protecting me during the season. I got sacked a lot, you bastards.
Yeah,
now eat it.
Now think about that.
Yeah. Here's some other rules. Face mask fouls. They are not reviewable. Should they be? Should they be able to review those? Whether or not there was a blatant one or it looked like a face mask, but it wasn't. Because sometimes that's happened where a guy kind of runs his hand across the helmet, but he doesn't grab on. But the guy's head turns and everybody's like, oh, it was a face mask. If you looked at it in a replay, it's not a face mask. So sometimes it is a face mask. Sometimes it isn't. Either way, for some reason, they're not reviewable. Those fouls are not reviewable.
I think, where do you draw the line? Where, I mean, do you review everything?
Well, a face mask is a pretty egregious
Well, I understand
foul.
that. I understand that. But what do you review? You have a challenge and review everything? I mean,
I like
all
how
the time.
New York is jumping in quicker on stuff. I don't know if you guys have noticed. All of a sudden, that nobody had a challenge. All of a sudden, they're like, "Wait, no, we took a look at it. It's this." Everybody's like, "Oh, that's good. That's good." I really think what I told you guys this for years. Eye in the sky. They're doing it, and it's working. But still, they're not getting everything. Face mask fouls, should they be reviewable?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, because it is an egregious thing. It could harm the player. I mean, it could harm both sides of it. I mean, the guy tackling and the guy being tackled. I mean,
and also it's like, for instance, the face mask that's not a face mask, so no one's harmed necessarily,
Right. And
but it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
If you were in field goal range and they call that, now you're not in field goal range.
So review that stuff. Review that. Make sure it really is that. Don't just throw the foul, move them 15 yards one way or the other, and be like, okay, well, I know what I saw. No, well, maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. So I guess that kind of goes along with Bill Belichick's thing. Whether or not you should be able to challenge in 2 minutes, well, then face mask fouls. I don't know why. How do they decide what's reviewable and what is not? That's another thing. Whoever is behind that, they don't watch a lot of football, do they? It just seems like they pick certain things. And
Yeah. I guess they have to look at, the potential impact of what they're reviewing.
But again, kudos for getting better at finding stuff. The guys watching in New York and saying, "Whoop, nope, that was not a first down. That was behind line," or vice versa. So,
I mean, some of the stuff that's not reviewable, penalties have been the non-reviewable plays where they spot the ball, and the penalties are the kind of non-reviewable things. But that's some of the penalties affect the game so heavily. How could you not review that?
Oh my God, I missed some more texts. I keep doing that thing where I keep scrolling up and I forget to go back and read stuff. Joe the Show says, "Hey fellas, been a while. Glad to hear your voices." So Lakers, what do you think? What do y'all think breaking this all-time scoring record says about LeBron overall? Says he's old. He's old.
He's old, yeah.
Very old.
And he's old, but he's been playing basketball at a high level for how old he is?
For a long time.
Shut up, Keon. He's old. That's all we need to say. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The latest lines for Super Bowl 57 in Glendale on February 12th. Philadelphia, a 1-point favorite over Kansas City, minus 123 on the money line, while the Chiefs plus 103. The over-under sitting at 51. Jalen Hurts, the favorite to win the MVP at plus 120. Patrick Mahomes is right behind him at plus 125. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce plus 1,200 to take home the honor. Philadelphia wide receiver A.J. Brown plus 1,600. And one other fun prop bet, the color of liquid poured on the winning coach, blue the favorite at plus 140. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears radio show, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am here today to make the statement that just because we're in a bear market does not mean that you have to be losing money. Just like Michael Burry and Warren Buffett, bear markets should be where real generational wealth is created. But most will follow the same broken strategy that lost them in the last bear market. We are inviting you to come to an intensive 3-day trading and investing class where we will show you the trading and investing strategies of the market wizards. This class is typically $299, but right now, for 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337 and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
The goal to reach the Super Bowl has arrived. The final two teams meet in Glendale. The Eagles, the Chiefs. One team will realize the ultimate prize, while the other resets for another run at glory. Eagles versus Chiefs, Sunday, February 12th at 3 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
We're the renegades of fudge. I haven't had fudge in a long time. When's the last time you had fudge? It's not a euphemism. Stop looking at like the dump button, okay? I'm talking about actual fudge.
I didn't look at the dump
I saw
button.
you look down at the dump button.
It's just an instinct.
Fudge.
So nobody brings fudge around.
Probably been 3 or 4 years.
I know somebody like
Thanksgiving.
Hey, like Christmas, they're like, hey, we got some fudge. And then,
See, fudge, I think fudge is going out of style.
I think it's been fudge free since COVID hit.
Yeah.
Can somebody bring back fudge?
Fudge and tamales.
I had fudge Thanksgiving.
Oh, we had some tamales. Yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Tamale gals will start coming back around, I think, now. I don't know.
Man.
But yeah, fudge. When's the last time you had a nice chunk of fudge?
Thanksgiving.
You lucky bastard.
There was somebody before
made
the COVID. Oh, grandmas
fudge.
they make the best fudge.
Yeah, they don't
This
even
is
care.
true.
Except for careful. You have to keep an eye on the prescription lens strength of
Well, yeah.
grandma's glasses
Yeah.
because 1 minute you're eating fudge that's made out of great baker's chocolate, they have, or you're eating X-Lax.
Yeah.
You,
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be careful with
Yeah,
that.
that's a good point.
Always check what's in her cupboards. And grandma, your glasses are a little thick now.
Mhm.
Can
That's
I
a good
help you
point.
with this? Can I
That's a good
help
point.
you? I'll stir. For the love of God, let me help.
Yeah. Last fudge I had was like it was just it would melt in your mouth.
Well, that's what chocolate does.
That's how good it was.
But yeah, love some fudge. And I'm not making filthy jokes, you bastards. Lost Toby says tamale person was at the pub last night too. So wait, what? So you're at a pub and a gal came in the pub selling tamales.
Those are the best.
What pub do you go to? Because that place is awesome. If they let somebody come in there and just start selling people tamales.
Those are the best.
If I owned a pub, tamale lady shows up. I'm like, hell yes. Here's the deal. You can sell your food to anyone in this place, but I get tamales. Give me some free tamales.
Oh yeah.
Sell that's a good deal, right?
That's a very good deal.
Who wouldn't take up that deal?
I used to work years and years ago at a place that we installed phones and radios into automobiles, and there was this little old gal. She would come into our shop. It was in like an industrial park area, and she would come in our shop, and she would have she'd be selling tamales. Man, you get a bag of tamales for like $10, and they were homemade.
So Lost Toby says he was in a family-owned pub. You can tell us the name. I'll give him a little free publicity. He says he bought 6. How much do they charge you for 6 these days? The Wiz says, should we blow the Chinese balloon out of the sky? I think so. What is he talking about? Do we have a Chinese balloon in the sky?
Is this something that I don't know about?
Wait. Is it some Chinese celebration or something going on? Wiz, listen, don't be like that guy. We don't need a blow. I need more details before I can say yay or nay, though.
Chinese balloon.
I'm all for blowing bad guy balloons out of the sky, but are you sure these are bad guys?
According to the CNN here, Pentagon tracking suspected Chinese spy balloon over the U.S.
There's a spy balloon?
Spy balloon.
Are there people on it?
No.
Then blow the hell out of that thing. What are we? Of course we should blow the thing out of the sky.
I don't think anyone's debating if. I think they're just trying to make sure it actually is a Chinese spy balloon.
I'm just picturing some like Chinese people in a gondola like, oh man, this balloon's out of control. Oh God, we're going to. Is that the United States? Oh no. In that case,
they're never going to believe us.
No, we don't blow them out of the sky. Unmanned sky balloon. I had no idea that sky balloons were even a thing.
This story as of 2 hours ago. So it's not. I don't know.
Oh, you blow the bleep out of it, or you capture it. You either capture it or blow the bleep out of it. That's what you do. Yes, Wiz. We should blow that thing out of the sky. Lost Toby says, yeah, the same lady comes around selling roses. Yeah, I know, but I want to know how much they are and what pub. The Jet says the best tamales in the world are on the beach in Rocky Point. Little old lady carries a pot around with some fresh tamales, and those are amazing.
A little scary to eat the ones that are out there on the beach being sold, but
why is that?
A little scary.
Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Oh,
a little scary.
Is there sand in them?
No.
Crabs?
It's Rocky Point, man.
You got some tequila? You're fine.
Yeah, well,
that's the thing. Anytime
scary.
you eat seafood or food in Rocky Point or in one of these little Mexican resort towns,
I can't have the tequila.
Bam.
The tequila makes me angry.
Well, don't drink all of it. Just
Whoa.
some is like medicine.
Whoa now.
Yeah, drink all of it.
Why not?
Because it makes you mean.
It makes you angry.
It makes me angry.
Yeah, I mean,
you answered your own question there, man.
If you could do it and not be angry, then you could drink all of it.
I wish, like the old country song, it'd make my clothes fall off, but that never happens.
Well, just have some whiskey. It'll do the same thing.
No, whiskey doesn't make my clothes fall off either.
No, I'm talking about killing whatever is in the food.
And it won't make you angry.
Bacteria or whatever dodgy seafood, shot of just regular whiskey will do the same.
I thought you were trying to get me to drink whiskey, hoping that my clothes would fall off.
0% hoping your clothes fall off.
I thought you were trying to say.
We're talking Keon and I earlier when you were in the bathroom. We were hoping more clothes fall on.
See?
I'm just saying.
Fall on.
Yeah, it's a lot more clothes.
It's not what you told me at lunch today.
Lost Toby says it's Hooper's out in Glendale. I don't actually remember how much the tamales were. I gave her a 20 because I was hungry and maybe I might have been a little intoxicated.
You gave her $20 for 6 tamales?
It's a hell of a tip. Good on you, Lost Toby.
Well, I mean, good on
for
you.
Yeah. Mr. Wilbur says spotting of the ball.
Yes.
Some kind of euphemism. Somebody wearing some short shorts.
Non-reviewable play.
Oh, right. He says that is definitely a reviewable play. If they ever introduced having to review penalties, it would definitely mean that they'd have to limit the number of challenges and also the time it takes to review the challenge. It needs to be looked at as well. Here's the thing. We have already proven you don't have to have so many challenges. If somebody's watching it, seen it the same we are and says, hey, wait a minute. And that's been happening. And I feel like that's working and it's not slowing the game down. They're calling up saying, hey, Ned, that thing was actually behind the line. Okay, gotcha. And the guys in the field don't argue. They just go, we just heard this is behind. We respot. Sometimes they don't even tell you. They just do it. And then everybody moves on with their life. I love the direction that football officiating is going, at least for that.
That is the one thing that the USFL, XFL introduced before they, collapsed the first time was, hey, we got a sky judge.
Yeah.
So, somebody who's overseeing the whole thing, watching all of the stuff. That's wrong. Let's just send it down there and change it as fast as we can.
I think it would be the most hilarious thing in the world. We have the skills competition is on the TV, and they're throwing water balloons as part of that, and people have to try to catch it without breaking it. I don't ever want to see somebody get injured, but if somebody got injured doing that, you lose them for next season. It's funny, but not funny.
You would have to find another co-host because I would die laughing at you. That would be.
I mean, I feel bad, but
of course
it is funny.
Well, that's why I was saying, you guys laughed at me last week. I said, why can't it just be a recognition? Have a banquet or something.
I agreed with you.
And why do you have to have all these stupid games? Just okay, you made the All-Pro. Here's a banquet, and here's a cash bonus from your team or whatever.
But then again, has anybody ever really hurt themselves playing water balloons?
Well, did you see the one that the guy just went down
on
his knees? I mean, can you just bam? I don't know how.
I think it's just mad he dropped it.
Well, ACL, MCL.
If you make it through an entire grueling NFL season and then get injured at the water balloon toss,
Keon,
I will laugh.
The irony is just dripping.
I'm sorry,
Keon.
I'm sorry.
Come on. I mean, some of these guys get hurt in the weirdest ways.
True, but I feel like it's more of a baseball.
What was that? What was that player
pitchers...
that he was at the practice facility and he slipped and he tore up his knee? He wasn't even on the field.
Okay, so if he was on a beach somewhere, he could get hurt there too. I mean, at least here they've got people around.
Well, but this is preventable. This is preventable.
Randy, they're tossing water. No one is getting hurt.
And that was my advice on drinking tequila. It's preventable if you drink the tequila.
It makes me mean.
You just eat the tamale.
Gets me angry.
Straight Striper says, you got great advice, Jeffrey. Drink tequila and blow the bleep out of it. You are one smart man, my friend. I'm just saying. You drink a little tequila or whiskey, and that a lot of times that'll kill whatever nasty bacteria is in the fish or whatever. And if there's a Chinese spy balloon, you blow the bleep out of it. I mean, that's what you do.
Just a quick once by an F-35, just kind of, get that 50 caliber, one of those. The balloon falls out of the sky. All right, drama over with.
I hope there's video. I want to see this thing. Mr. Wilbur says college football reviews every play within reason. Against the Spread says that's affirmative. U.S. military has verified China's spy balloon over northern United States. They decided not to shoot it down because we do not have sufficient defense budget. $800 billion isn't enough to blow up a balloon. Even though Luke Air Force Base is named after a WW1 ace that shot down balloons, we can't afford it.
That's true, by the way.
Mr. Wilbur says, you think that balloon spy pilot's wearing a thong? Oh, you're goddamn right. He is.
Could be.
That's what you wear when you're piloting a balloon remotely from China.
Heck yeah.
Do they wear thongs in China?
I don't know.
On their feet.
I know in Japan, the sumo wrestlers wear kind of like thongs, right?
No, that's an ancient
diaper.
That's an ancient thing. I forget what they call it, but that's the sumo. That's a whole ancient thing, man.
Whatever it is, it's Japanese for depends.
You don't play games with that.
Isn't that in itself a game?
No.
Sumo wrestling?
No, it is not.
It's called a mawashi.
See?
And it's a loincloth.
Hope they be washing that mawashi.
See? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That thing goes right up there. Correct.
You've got to put it on a certain way. You got to drink, a certain amount of sake. I mean, the whole thing, I
got to watch a certain amount of sake. I got to drink some just to watch it.
Well, there you go.
Blissful Hayes says, do I sign up for the Arena Fantasy Football on the Fanatic Radio website?
No.
Yes. Go to 1580fanatic.com/YouGoober. All right. We're not going to do USFL. We're not going to do XFL. We're definitely not doing Arena Fantasy Football. Not doing it. I love fantasy football, NFL, and I don't care. It's too much work to do the NBA fantasy. It's too much work to do baseball fantasy. I'm good with just football, but are you guys out there playing all the fantasies? Do you do that? Fantasy hockey, fantasy basketball. I did win a league in fantasy NBA, but that was back in like 1999 when I was first discovering it, and I was like, "That's a lot of damn work."
Yeah, it's a ton of work. Baseball is too, but I like it. So I do the fantasy football and fantasy baseball, but that's it. I don't do anything.
You do baseball?
That's
impressive.
A long game, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun because it's just I have the MLB extra innings, so I get to see all the other games.
That's
So
gotta be
I get to-
easier than the NBA because you have more like time in between, and you don't find out about injuries 3 minutes before it happens, right? You have a little more time.
Yeah, but our league is weird too because you set everything up on Sunday, and that's it.
You
just
can't change it.
No, once you set it up on Sunday, you don't get to change it until next Sunday. So sometimes injuries happen, and you're like, well, I had the starting pitcher, and he pitched 2 innings this week, and I'm screwed. So that's just how it goes sometimes.
All right, I'm kind of curious. Of course, we don't have a whole lot of show left, so type fast. I want to know what are all the fantasy sports that you guys play? I only play football. Keon plays football and baseball. Randy barely plays football.
Yeah.
So what do you guys play? Give me your list. Don't
You're better than
lie.
me.
Don't start listing stuff like tennis. You know what I'm saying? Hey, tell me honestly what fantasy sports you do play. I'm kind of curious how many people do play more than just the NFL. 0% of people, and I don't think it exists. Does it exist? Like USFL fantasy football?
I don't even know if it exists. If you do that one, that's you and your friends and a notepad, and somebody's watching all the games and counting up all the stats themselves. I can't imagine there is a website actually doing that.
Lost Toby says that he plays baseball and hockey, and it's a keeper league in the baseball.
Yeah, that's ours too. You get to keep 3.
Okay. So I don't need your life stories. Just tell me how many different fantasy sports you actually play. I'm kind of curious to know. And you have a very short amount of time to tell me. So there. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-786-9300. 800-786-9300. 800-786-9300.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best. Tee it up at the 2023 WM Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 6th through 12th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament information at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
That's WMPhoenix.com.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now it's time to act. This is Rob Canyon, retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob, at 602-REVERSE, or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo. That's what we thought.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Wonder here on 1580 The Fanatic. I asked the question, tell me all the fantasy sports you guys play, and here come the texts. So Eye Candy says, hey Jeffrey, I only play NFL fantasy football. All the other ones that is way too time consuming. Yeah, I kind of feel like that. Maybe hockey would kind of be the same way. NFL Blitzer says 2 baseball fantasy leagues, 1 keeper, currently basketball fantasy for fun. So, but you're NFL Blitzer. Do you play NFL fantasy football? That'd be weird if you named NFL Blitzer and only play baseball and basketball fantasy. It's a little bit off brand for you, pal. Let's see. Against the Spread says, I play 0 fantasy sports. I play against the book, baby.
All right.
Fair enough.
The money's real.
Lost Toby says, I also do fantasy radio. I drafted the morning show this year. What a bust.
Dang.
Oh my God. Thank you, Lost Toby. You know what? Let's get this done and out of the way. It gives us plenty of other time for whatever the hell we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1968, Wilt Chamberlain had one of the greatest statistical outputs in history, compiling 22 points, 25 rebounds, and 21 assists, giving him the first and only double-triple-double in NBA history. Chamberlain, who miraculously never fouled out of a single game, had his 78 career triple-doubles, though few, if any, were as impressive as this mofo right here. Talk to me, Jeffrey.
I don't think it says that on the script.
Sure it is. See, there you go. And also it says that Wilt Chamberlain also scored 113 points in a college game.
Well,
I'm guessing Scrabble.
That could be.
No, it was basketball.
No,
it was basketball. Okay, that's amazing.
113 points.
Yeah, that's like me bowling. That's about as good as I'll do. Bowling.
113.
Bruno Baller says, "Is it just me, or we not heard from Fed Fan in a while? Ever since Federer announced retirement? No, I think I made her mad along the way. I made some sort of joke or whatever, and she got kind of tired of our crap and said, you know what, I'm out. So I don't know. She might still be out there. I don't know. I hope she is.
Miss you, Fed Fan.
Oh yeah. Fed Fan.
She's cool.
I have no hard feelings against Fed Fan. None. But I think that she kind of got tired of my crap.
She might have some hard feelings, but we don't.
I don't think there's serious hard feelings. It's one of the things where she's like, yeah, I've had enough of you. You know, like a sister. More like a sister.
Why do I listen to the show? Why? Oh, why? Oh,
well, a lot of times she said that she was kidding and laughing right along with us. Other times,
until she wasn't.
She actually meant it. Mr. Pink Eye, I do not know if I believe you. He says, I play fantasy WNBA. Is that where you, like Keon, just fantasize about the players, or
I don't fantasize about the players. Just watch the game. Now, if you do the fantasy WNBA, I imagine it's like
beautiful women too.
A USFL.
Why wouldn't you fantasize about that?
Because I'm watching the basketball.
You don't fantasize about the girls? I don't believe you either. I don't believe Pink Eye plays fantasy WNBA, and I don't believe you don't fantasize about.
I can't watch sports with women involved.
I know that Keon is watching this going, oh, she's worth the climb. Oh.
Okay.
Listen, this is not a women's studies group or something. It's okay if you think some of them are cute. There's not, because women watch football and they're like, oh, Tom Brady. Oh, so-and-so.
There's a difference between going, oh, that person's attractive, and fantasizing about them, which is a very different thing. I don't have any fantasies about anybody. It's just, oh yeah.
I mean, when you're married, like Randy and I, your fantasies change to the moment where they say, honey, you're right. And that's the fantasies we have. But you're single. You could be like, you know, you tell me you don't ever see a gal there and you're like,
I don't know about you, but I don't have that fantasy where
I don't know. I just don't have
the dream too big.
Honey, you're right.
You're right.
I don't have that fantasy.
Yeah. Smarter than me, I guess. Lost Toby says Wilt Chamberlain is the real GOAT. Well, like I've said, we as far as basketball, it's generational or eras, not even generation eras, periods of time, because the way the play is officiated and the way things have gone have changed quite a bit. And in football, for certain positions, you could say the same thing. Joe Montana had it harder than Tom Brady, but with everything you pile up at Tom Brady's feet, and I know we've argued this, I still think, well, Tom Brady gets to be the GOAT until somebody else can challenge him with stats and rings. How's that? Does that make you feel better if I say that? Stats and rings?
That was well, if the stats are close and if the rings are close and someone's got the edge in stats, depends on the stats.
Tell you what, I don't think we're going to have this conversation anytime soon.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
A long time.
My point was,
see you in 20 years for the argument, Keon.
I'd love to see the career of Mahomes. Like Mahomes is going to Super Bowl number 3 right now. I'm not saying he's going to catch him. I'm saying
he only won one.
Okay, Tom missed 2. Tom went to 9 and got 7.
Very nice.
He didn't win them all, so
we won most of them. Though.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're going to compare as is, Mahomes ain't no Tom Brady.
But is he on his way, though?
That's what I'm saying. He's on the track. He doesn't have. I'm not saying he's Brady.
I hope so. I hope he is.
And the thing with Brady too is Brady had a run where there was the dynasty, and then there was just a big gap where nothing happened in the middle, and then there was another run. So you play football for 20 years. I can't tell you how it's going to shake out, but I'm saying there are a couple of guys that seem like they might be on their way because they're in the AFC title game every damn year.
Yes, I've seen this meme. Hamilton Porter. The wins at State Farm Stadium this year, it shows the Eagles with 1. It shows the Chiefs with 1. It shows the Cardinals with 1.
Yeah,
and whoever wins the Super Bowl will have one more win than the Cardinals at Cardinal Stadium. Seen the meme. Now you've made Randy physically sick.
Thank you.
Big Stanky says Tom went to 10, Keon. He won 7.
Oh, my bad. I
9 with the Patriots.
Yeah, I counted I forgot to count one of the Tampa Bay one.
And you're making my point.
But I did say 7. We all know he won 7.
Still
but it's
making
like
my point. Just saying.
Okay, but Mahomes is going to his 3rd, and he's been in the league for 5 years. Is my point. He's in the trajectory of that's where you're going.
He's on a trajectory of having a more annoying wife than Brady's ever had, and brother. Let's see, Rusty Nuts
for a jiu-jitsu instructor though.
Oh, yeah, he leads in losing women to guys who know karate. Rusty Nuts says women's fantasy golf. Yummy. Is that really a thing? And yeah, I didn't know.
I mean, women play golf. There's an LPGA, so I imagine somewhere out there, someone is counting the stats.
Against the Spread says Wilt Chamberlain didn't decipher codes or wait 7 to 10 days to make the call. He gave out tickets like a fair, so they get online for him. He thought yes, he bedded down everybody in the tri-state area.
Notoriously, Wilt Chamberlain
gave out tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't make anyone work for that. He's like, hop on. Bruno Baller says if they had basketball draft of all the greatest players of all time and you have the number 1 pick, I wouldn't want to be the one to not take Michael Jordan number 1. You know, if they put Wilt Chamberlain into a video game where you can play him with his stats and his stuff, I'd like to see that. Like, is it WNB? Not WNB. Does NBA 2K have that where you can throw the history greats into the game?
They have to, because I know when I was a kid, and this was a long time ago, you could play as like Bob Cousy if you wanted to. Yeah. So I'm sure they do. I haven't played 2K.
I remember in the game, it's like you see all the players except for Wilt over here with his back to the camera kind of going.
Every time out.
Wilt, we need, come on, let her go. We need you back on the court, please.
After halftime, Wilt doesn't make it back onto the floor. He's busy. You might get him back in the 4th quarter, but
Wilt. Number 1 Rattlers fan says, here's the Mount Rushmore of Rattlers. Oh, come on, man. Coach Kevin Guy, quarterback Nick Davila, quarterback Cedric Bonner, wide receiver, linebacker Hunky Cooper. See what
Hunky Cooper,
the listeners think.
Yeah.
The listeners aren't going to argue with that. They don't know. You're the only person.
I think we could say, all right, we'll agree with you on Kevin Guy because we know him because he's still coaching there. And the other three, you're right. You're correct.
Do we agree with Lost Toby that Wilt is greater than Jordan? Different kinds of players, though, in different eras.
I think the eras are so different, and that's where it gets tough.
Can I tell you where Wilt had it easy?
Because Kareem is also in that conversation of.
No, come on, though. Wilt was great, but he did have it easier because he played a bunch of guys who looked exactly like me. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of guys about my height and my color. You know what I'm saying? Wilt just had the best time.
Like there are some guys I think when we talk about the GOAT, we just say Jordan, and I'm like, well, what about Kareem? What about Bill Russell? And how many rings did Bill Russell win, including one as a player coach?
We got to go eras. You got to go.
That's the thing. So that's why I try to separate them a little bit because it's like, oh, but the game's different. I mean, you say Jordan, but it's like Bill Russell has 11 damn rings. What is he supposed to do with that resume?
Wilt would walk into the gym, look around, look at all these white people. I'm going to do 100 tonight. Watch this.
Wow.
We laugh because it's true. Big Stanky says, sorry, Keon. LOL. Had to correct Bruce this morning, so it's only fair to correct you.
Of course. I don't mind.
Big Stanky's on a roll. You don't get that very much against Keon, at least. 888-368-1580. So what do you say, Randy? Should we spin the wheel of sports? See what we talk about next? God. What? You ever hear something so loud it blinds you? Oh my God.
As it turns out, yes.
Wow. So I don't know. Okay, if you've ever wondered about Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, we all know Peyton Manning is a smart man.
Yes.
There's been questions about how smart Eli is. But then you see Eli on the Manning Hour, and you're like, all right, he doesn't seem too dumb, right? Seems like he kind of knows some stuff. Not as smart as Peyton, but yeah, he knows some things. And then you read this headline. Eli Manning took his daughter to an Eagles game. And hell is wrong with you, Eli? He took his daughter to the that Philly game the other night, and he says, hey, kid, whatever you hear in Philly has to stay in Philly. They don't like Eli there. Can you figure out why?
I can't imagine why, actually. Like, I have no reasons why. NFC East divisional rival and man who tortured that particular fan base for years on end.
Yeah.
Why they wouldn't like him in Philadelphia.
And yeah, you know what? I appreciate that. That's a man right there. He walked into that stadium
with an 11-year-old daughter
with his child, and he stood there and took it.
If it was just him, I'd be like, you go. If I had an 11-year-old daughter and I knew the people of Philadelphia hated me the way I know there's no way I'm letting her hear the things they're saying to me.
So here's what Eli said. She definitely learned a few new hand gestures, learned a few new vocabulary words, even stuff that I said. Oh, so he was giving it back to them.
Of course he was.
He says, whatever you hear and see in Philly, my darling daughter, that stays in Philly. You can't bring that back to school. Don't try that on your friends or your teachers. We don't need you getting expelled anytime soon.
Oh, boy.
I keep telling people, Philly fans are mean. They will say, if you don't think they will cross lines shouting at a man and his 11-year-old daughter,
there's a beer coming her way.
Once upon a time, and I think I mentioned this the other day, a man on purpose vomited on a cup and his 11-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
there is no way that they're holding back for Eli.
Eli did a dumb thing. Is all I'm trying to say. You just don't do.
Don't bring the kid. You can go if you want to sit there and you can take the punishment and give it back. Perfect. Don't take your 11-year-old daughter, man.
I want to hear that kid's conversation with the kids.
Yeah,
on
no kidding.
That next Monday.
Yeah.
All those kids' eyes are getting big. Like, what'd you just call me?
Absolutely. God. Absolutely.
Spin the wheel, Rand. First, it's too loud.
Now it's too soft.
Now it's too soft.
Let me split the middle.
Got a Princess and the Pea, that thing, man.
Let me split the middle.
Wait, don't spin it. We just got the thing.
No, go ahead.
All right, spin the thing.
Yeah, I just spinned it.
All right, fine. Tiger Paws says, I liked it when Keon had to be the wheel of sports sound. Well, when did that happen?
Oh, man. Last summer.
That was a long time ago.
I don't know. I thought it was fun.
Bruno Baller says, are you sure Eli Manning took his daughter to the football game and not to a concert by the Eagles? Eli is dumb. He is dumb, but no, we've seen the pictures. Big George says, another reason why I wonder why the Empire State Building lit up their building in Philadelphia Eagles green. Oh, because those people were dumb. Oh, he spun the thing. I got to tell you what the next thing was before we ran out of time.
Let's go.
Serena Williams says she's done with tennis. Time to give my life to something else, she says. So she is officially retired.
Wow. Good for her.
And you know who doesn't know this? Fed fan, because she stopped listening to the show. There's no way she knows anything about tennis now.
Always wanted a tennis
Can't
bit.
believe that.
The end. She said she's evolving away from tennis.
Oh, to her like 13 other businesses that she also runs very well. I think she's
She's
going
going
to
to
be fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about her future, but she's done playing competitively. And that's it for us, kids. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. We got to go run off and watch the Pro Bowl competition. No, we're not.
No.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million